Yeah,
there's like 3 stab wounds when the coroner said that the person was dead at the time of the stabbing, so apparently she stabbed herself after she died.
Right, none of it added up.
None of it ever adds up. But, you push back and you get these closed doors and then, what the fuck you do after that?
Right, but how come they're not being... I'm still trying to understand how many of these are. You said there's all of them.
It's at least one. I give it one every year and a half. So in the last 5 years, maybe 3 to 5.
So what is the thing
that I'm aware of?
But we've been seeing an increase here in the north. I've seen at least like 8 cases in the past year.
Yeah, you go right there.
Of these hangings, and all over the country.
Hangings, actual hangings?
Yeah.
Yes, actual fucking hangings.
That's the thing. White people hang themselves too. So why is this like an exception that we have to assume that's a lynching? That's the issue we're running into,
Oh, gotcha. There's nothing else. There's no.
No, there isn't actually. That's the whole point.
There's no other reasonable
evidence that there's actual lynching. So a lot of people commit suicide by hanging. You realize that, G, right?
Well, you said white people, though, right?
Yeah, white people.
Are we talking about white people, though?
And guess what? Black people do it, too.
Show me the numbers on that. I know there is. Show me a number.
Oh, wait, so there's zero people committing suicide that are black via hanging.
I would posit that
A
number.
lot of them are veterans, Matt. A lot of vets. I forget what the percentage is. It's horrible number.
I'm saying you have to give it a number. There's no 0, like G is saying. So if there's 5, that you said there's like 5.
Whoa. No, I never said 0. I never said 0.
Well,
don't do that. Don't tell me what I'm hinting. No, hold on now. First I say it, now I'm hinting at? Give me a fucking break.
You suddenly...
Well, which one is it? Did I say it or did I hint at it?
No, you hinted at it. You're like,
I hinted at it. Okay.
You kind of like made this little side comment like, oh, what else would it be? You said that.
What else could you reasonably assume this is?
That's exactly what you said.
They don't hang themselves. They shoot themselves. They don't hang themselves.
So my point is that you got to account for an X amount of that happening in the black community, right, G?
Wait, I'm sorry. Say what again? Say it again now.
You have to account for
a lot of these cases are happening out in the woods. Like, okay, sure, if you want to make that argument that white people hang themselves when they commit suicide, those are people that do that shit in their house.
Is this stuff happening in the Deep South?
It's happening.
No, not exclusively.
Some of these cases have happened
Not
on
exclusively?
the East Coast.
No.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm saying he's making it sound like it doesn't happen. And my point is that there's an X amount of number that has to be accounted for. Just in any community. It could be like the Indian community. It doesn't matter. And then obviously the next step is going, well, is it really an actual lynching? That's the next step.
So that's where you're going. Let's look up how many black kids.
Okay, that's where you're going. It's like,
was there any near a town called Quinlan in Texas?
Sense, you know what I mean? And by the way, let me know what those cases are, the ones in the woods. That'd be kind of interesting. I never heard of that one.
Okay, I will. I'll have to dig through one of my pages to find them all. Marshall, I did see one in Texas. I think it was last spring. I don't remember the exact city.
East Texas, though?
I don't know.
The reason I asked if it's East Texas because the Klan is active in East Texas.
I just Googled that the amount of suicides for black veterans is double the suicide per capita rate of the other minorities. I mean, that's what I was saying. A lot of it's veterans committing suicide.
What about Tania Miller?
Was really weird. There was some kind of sign out there too by the person that was hung. I don't remember what it was, but it was like it was like something fucking dark. Some weird dark messaging next to this and that was hung. That stuck with me. I don't like that shit.
Yeah, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying, like, I don't think every case of a black person, in my opinion, doing a suicide by hanging is a lynching. And that's the kind of the narrative that's being pushed around. Which, by the way, does a disservice to the people that actually probably had a real problem, with foul play,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, look, I just want the truth to come out. I can give a fuck about the proportionality of it. I I do think it's notable that, local authorities come in and rule it initially a suicide, and the FBI comes right behind them like, oh, all right, we're going to take this one over and check this one on out. Turns out it's not. Or in most cases, or one of the cases I just read, they got an independent coroner to come in and look at the whole situation. There's another lady, her name, this actually happened this last month. What was that? It was Tania Miller. She was found hanging from a tree in Florida after traveling to Miami for Juneteenth. Her death was initially investigated, and authorities ruled suicide. The circumstances and officials have been faced by continuing questions and scrutiny, blah, 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 blah. So I guess she did drive all the way down there for Juneteenth and decided on Juneteenth, I'm going to hang myself on a tree.
There was that, and
Come on.
can someone check this for me, because I'm having a hard time believing that there's no actual articles. And I'm starting to believe that maybe this is just like a made-up story. Juliana Nzita. They say that she was 16. She was found dead hanging from a tree in Charlotte. Okay, someone find why are there no news articles about this? I can't find news articles. I'm finding a bunch of like Reddit posts, Facebook posts. I'm not finding any news articles. Everything is just a report of a report.
Yahoo News
It's also interesting when you say law enforcement, because law enforcement in the South, a lot of law enforcement are minorities. It's not like you have law enforcement that are, all white law enforcement. It's just not the case.
Wait, what you mean?
So, what do I mean? I mean, I don't know. Let's pick a city in the South. And is Joe in here? Is Joe here?
Yeah,
Joe, tell me about law enforcement in New Orleans.
In New Orleans? So we're going to go with the major hubs?
No, I'm sorry. I'm going to have someone from Louisiana in here that...
Let's go to the city.
Can we talk about this stuff?
Yeah, go ahead, Joe. Do you mind, let Joe speak for a second?
Are we talking about the city of New Orleans?
Yeah, or just law enforcement in the southern part of
The
Louisiana.
city of Jackson, the city of Birmingham.
Thanks.
These areas have a predominant black presence in the police force. It's not like these are just like white areas, and it's the white authority versus the black.
You know what? Let's just throw that out for a second.
Civilians.
I love that, and I'll accept that all day, because that's true, definitely. I cannot say that Jackson, Alabama doesn't have a high population of black law enforcement officers in a predominantly black cities such as Jackson. But that aside, are we saying that the presence of black officers in any way impedes or prevents any sort of racial injustice?
No, we're saying
that same police department?
The absolute opposite was my hypothesis, because you made the inference that the police and then the FBI rule it as suicide, and you made the inference that it's a racial issue, and I'm making the point that a good number of police officers that are investigating it are not white.
That's
that
exactly
was the point.
Said.
It was no, it's refuting your hypothesis. I've absolutely refuted it, because you made the inference that it was racial on how they're making these rulings, and I'm making the point that the irony is that the majority of not a good chunk of the law enforcement are minority.
Okay, let's go to Colbert County, Alabama.
Wait, so G, I thought you were saying small town, small police department ruled a suicide, then FBI comes in and says, no, this is not a suicide. I thought that's what you were saying.
How does Hunter won the internet?
Oh, you're on mute, sorry.
Sorry, I don't know how. Somebody must have muted me. Like, let's go with Colbert County, Alabama. Why Colbert County, Alabama? That's where DeMorris Richardson was found. The FBI has not stepped in on that case. But again, I guess the thesis is that the presence of black people on a case impedes the ability for racial injustice to occur.
Out of curiosity, G, do you think a white man going to Pritchard, Alabama would be out of place and may suffer from some discrimination for being white in Alabama?
No. I'll tell you what I do think, though. No.
Why don't you think so?
Well, I'm going to tell you. I know exactly why. I'm glad you said Pritchard. Good. Thank you for pulling that example out. The one I'm very familiar with. No, absolutely not. No, what would happen if you get a white guy who's coming through with a beater, right? And he kind of looks pretty methed out, and his tags are out of place and shit. That's probably gonna get you a pullover, but your tags are out of place any damn way. But no, I'm not seeing. Honestly, I'm not seeing any such action. And a lot of white people traverse through Pritchard, Alabama. A lot of white people. There's actually an artery that flows through Pritchard that goes through several other predominantly white cities: Saraland, Chickasaw, Creola, for example. Right? All right.
Africa Town.
Yeah. Good. Thank you for calling it Africa Town, not Plateau. But there's a major artery that flows through that city and goes through there, and I can tell you that I'm not any of that occurring, actually. None.
That artery goes above. It's a flyover, right?
No, it's not. It's not. You're thinking of I-165, right? No, not I-165. I'm talking about, what's it? Highway 45. Highway 45 cuts directly through the city of Pritchard. And actually, if you take 45, you can go from downtown Mobile, cut straight through Pritchard, and go straight to Saraland, Chickasaw, Satsuma.
Yeah, so out where the hospital is there, Mobile's hospital, man. The university hospital there.
Okay, Mobile's
It's
got
pretty
like
rough around there, man.
Mobile's got four hospitals.
University hospital. I just said the university hospital.
Okay.
That neighborhood, I said the university hospital, that neighborhood, man, all the houses are boarded up and things like that. That's a pretty tough area for a white guy to be walking.
Actually, that's not true at all. The area around University Hospital is not mostly boarded up houses. In fact, what you'll find around there, now there is an element of crime that goes along in those areas. But again, even in that area, you're not really out of place. You'll find the majority of the houses are actually owned by older people who keep their lawns up, and it looks well. You're thinking of the Tomanville community, so let's not be too overgeneral about things. And then right next to that would be the Upper Midtown Crichton community, right? And so when we look at those areas, no, I mean, they're pretty well maintained areas. Now, there are some shakier areas when you get into, like, say, the Crichton area. But even in Crichton, I mean, that's a fucking diverse area. I mean, there's damn near 50-50 blacks and white people rolling around there the whole damn time. So just being white in those areas is not necessarily going to get you stopped. And I can tell you for certain that I'm not seeing that happen in the city of Pritchard.
So is it thinking possibly a group of white racists hung a kid and then try to make it look like suicide? And then the local cops say, and then the FBI comes in later and says,
maybe
it's not a suicide.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, to the first question, so initially we have to go with foul play, no foul play. All right, bam. So when you say suicide, that is absolutely no foul play, so there's no reason to look into that. Then the FBI comes in and play. Now we have to determine what the foul play was and what the type of profile, right? You know, the FBI has profilers, you know. If I have a profile of a person who would actually hang somebody, who are we looking for? What's the general archetype of the suspect that we should be trying to build our profile together to gather up and look towards? Now, profiles are obviously not that admissible. Certainly do. They certainly do relate to a lot of FBI investigations, especially when you don't have a suspect known. You have to start to build a profile of the reasonable person that will fit that scenario that you can actually go after and look towards. And sometimes they're fucking wrong. You know what I mean? They just are. And that happens too. So I guess that's what I'm saying.
I live in the South. I have a hard time seeing. I think it would. Sometimes the most obvious answer, even though it's painful, is what happened. And I'm not saying it's not possible that they were lynched, but I have a hard time seeing that in 2026 or 2025 or 2024 that
people are still lynching people.
I don't think so.
Right. And certainly we don't have any. There wouldn't be any teenagers or non-teenagers who would have any malicious intent at all with the available means and look around them thinking that, damn, I could probably get away with this shit, right?
But not for for a racial reason. They accidentally kill a friend and they try to cover it up.
You swing them up, right?
I think the most likely explanation is they hung themselves.
Right. And that's what the prevent tends to go with. I'm sorry.
But what do you call lynching? Is lynching just hanging to you, or is lynching a mob killing someone?
I don't know. I mean, what would you consider?
Well, we just said, because we were calling it in our media.
Shit about God, or they're Christian.
Since they've been
Yeah.
living
Well,
here.
then they're not Muslim. Then they're not
No,
Muslim.
that's the point we're trying to
You're
make.
not getting it.
That's
We're
the thing
saying,
that I
going to
think
get
they
the
don't
United
understand
States.
is I would
You're not
trust.
going to get the American populace to go and
You
want to
guys-
fight a
you
war in
guys
Iran.
get-
No, you're correct.
Until
And I
Iran
think this is one
tries
of
to
the
drop a
things that
30
you don't
bomb on the
understand.
US.
I think it's
If
one of the things that you don't understand.
Netanyahu
Right.
wants this to happen, they need to fucking do a fucking red
This
flag.
isn't
or a
about
false-
Israel.
false
Huh?
flag.
Okay,
They need to
but
do a
Brett.
false flag shit.
Okay,
It
Rich,
was
Rich.
Iran, and then we'll go to war.
Anyone
Okay,
who doesn't
Brett,
give a
hold on
fuck
a
about
second.
it, what's
Brett. Here's one of the
Only a
biggest
threat to
problems.
Israel.
Okay, and this is something that any American that's been around Persians kind of knows. We cannot trust
They're more
Arabs.
patriotic than us.
Sure. So we cannot trust Arabs for many reasons. I don't want to get into this and make it a racial or ethnic space. Or of course, it's a
Do
different.
you include Israeli Arabs in that?
But I would say that, like, I feel like Persians are by far, at least in the United States, far more trustworthy, far more like us,
Patriotic.
and far more.
Yeah, you keep saying the same thing. We get it. We heard you. Armin agrees. We get
They
that.
have,
We're
but
not
Brett, how are
talking.
you going to convince us to go lose millions of fucking young 17, 18-year-olds?
I'm not talking about the IRGC. You guys aren't listening.
Well, that's
No,
what
I'm not talking-
Bibi wants ground
I'm not talking about the IGC now.
Fucking Iran.
I'm not talking about the IGC now. I don't think you're listening to the conversation. Armin, can you make it very clear what we're trying to say here that they're not getting regarding God first, government second? If you are a Muslim, can you explain?
Yeah, sure. So
We understand.
No, but you keep going back to the IRGC, so you're not listening to the point we're trying to make.
Yeah.
Well, the entire topic is about why the United States
No, it's
is
not.
made and why.
No.
The entire conversation that
You left the room. You left the room.
No, I walked away for like a minute and I was right back.
Okay.
The entire conversation, the point Pepe was trying to make, is that the Americans don't give a shit about going over to fucking fight another fucking Vietnam and losing millions of people for. And we know the Vietnamese more than we do the Iranians.
First of all, you wouldn't lose millions. First of all, you wouldn't lose millions.
But wait a second.
We're not fighting the war. So I know that's what you're all
But
fucking
we all, I think, we agree that any kind of the Muslim, you have the person that believes in Islam, Shia, Sunni, whatever, is not going to be compatible with the West.
Hello.
On this, we agree on this. Okay?
We agree.
It's not.
Okay, so that's what we're talking about.
I agree. Great. That's great.
Shia Muslims aren't
Let
coming
me
over
come to the second.
Secular progressive atheists are coming over here.
Some of them they are come, but the minority. See, some of them they are coming still, but very minority. You're right, very minor, very little bit of them. Because why would they leave the fucking country?
Yeah, but you know what? We're fucking worried about.
You're right.
We're worried about Dearborn, Michigan, and fucking Minneapolis being invaded by fucking Somalians and fucking Yemenis and shit. Like those are the ones that are shit. And they're the religious ones.
Oh, of course. And I'll tell you something about the word that you said. Of course you need to. Of course the American first. Of course your money, taxpayer, everything. But when you're looking for the fuck women and saying, yo, fuck Israel and this and that. From the logical standpoint, I'm talking, right? In my opinion, I might be wrong. So you guys are as an Americans, right? You're selling the American product and this and making money. The big corporate companies, billions of the dollars. It's not just the art. Also, you're selling the technology, know-how, industry leading. Great, we appreciate that. But with your competitors that coming off, like a China, like some Korea in some aspect, right? Why me as a country A? Why would I prefer America? Because the quality is almost better in some particular, right? Let's say the electric cars, the BYD. It's a very simplistic example. Why should I buy the Tesla over a BYD? BYD is cheaper in terms of the quality and the technology is slightly better now, which is going to be a huge leap in the future, I believe, right? Why should I?
If it's better for you, you should.
Sure, that's what I'm saying, Pepe. But it is not working in that way strategically. Because, yes, I am willing to pay the premium for Tesla slightly more to protect myself against the communist ideology. Because everything is not the money for value, right? Because on the long term, I don't want my people to move from a democratic country by empowering the communist.
You're in the Matrix. In the Matrix, Army. You're in the Matrix, bro.
For the community to have a trade for Americans to keep that balance and the petrol.
You're in the Matrix, Army.
Fortunately, they need to be able to talk preventive. Yeah. Oh, is it? Okay. Now it is great.
Yeah.
Guys, can you move now?
It's still a bit dodgy.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So you need to involve in a preventative wars before it grows out.
Yes.
Full-blown war, right? Full-blown. There and these sort of a radical Islam, which Islam by itself is a radical. The fundamentalists everywhere, and they become united with the China and the Russia and this and that. It makes the American power to deplete. You know, slowly you're losing your influence in the Middle East. And then when you cannot sell anything, you cannot force me to buy something, no matter even you come and you extract all of the petroleum. The thing is not working like that, right? So you're losing that big market. When you lose, so it means that your people gonna suffer because there is a rule in the world, right? You help out, you scratch my back, I scratch your back. But if you think that, oh, my people, in a short term, you're gonna suffer from a long-term detrimental impact. And that is how I read it. You may have a different opinion.
Is Rafi awake?
I am. What's up?
You know, it'd be really funny right now if you modded me just so Brett could lose his shit.
That's gonna be a fucking shit show, Buttercup.
It'd be so funny though.
Oh, I'm gonna be a shit show.
He'll lose his mind.
What happens if I do the opposite?
Look, Rafi, it's pretty simple. The only reason I lose my mind is because she's a Judenrat, Rafi. I mean, that's fair, you know? Like, why would I want... Why would I want...
I brought you...
One second, Pepe. Why would we want a Judenrat as a moderator in a group?
You don't even have to mob me. He's already losing his mind.
Why are we attacking right away?
One second. Pepe, one second. Who started this? Buttercup came in and she started this. I didn't say a word, Rafi. I was just sitting here. She came in and said, we should make me up and get rid of this shit. So she started this, Rafi. Let's be fair here.
Because you followed me into
We all heard it.
Fair reaction is a reaction.
But Buttercup,
Because he
I was
followed me
saying
into
this.
rooms calling me a unit.
Buttercup.
Because, you know,
Why would you guys do it to each other? Guys, why can't you guys live in peace?
It's
But
a
yeah,
literally violence.
Buttercup.
You are like the Palestinian Buttercup. You keep instigating.
Buttercup, I brought in Yehuda.
Yeah.
You debated the other night. Now he's somebody who's like what I would consider a shit lib. He's from Canada. He's a liberal Jew. He has a very large following, like 100,000.
Yeah, I know. I've seen him on
he's
Twitter.
awesome, Pepe. He's awesome.
And so, I've talked to him privately.
How'd you get him to come on here? How'd you convince him?
No, because somebody was streaming that space, and he's like, "When did this conversation occur?" And I was like, "Wait, what was being said?" And then I was like, "Oh, dude, I'm in that now." But then he did tell me, like, he thought you were like a horrible person, and I was just like, and he's somebody he's a liberal, and I mean liberal fucking Jew, and I was like,
Not liberal on Israel though.
I'm gonna convert him. I'm gonna make him a Republican.
But he actually lives in Ontario. He actually lives in Ontario.
So
He's
Pepe, you're saying I'm a terrible person because Yehuda said so?
No, it's a whole bunch of people, Buttercup.
I was surprised that he came up with that conclusion. because he's not. He's a very
Because
open-minded
Zionists are
guy.
intolerant.
I don't know. I think he's like somebody who's more like in line with not quite Ezra Klein, but he's liberal.
No, he's not. Come on.
He's educated.
No, I said not
He's
quite
educated.
Ezra
He supports all
Klein.
kinds of weird shit.
He's very educated.
He's on Israel. He's very reactionary.
Yeah, I don't know. I did think it was, you know,
He's a pro-Israel guy. He's a propagandist.
He's a pro-Israel guy, Pepe. He's a pro-Israel guy.
He's pro-Israel, but he's like anti-Netanyahu. He's
That's most Israelis. Most Zionists in America are anti. They say, "Oh, just Netanyahu." They don't understand the bigger picture.
Fuck, man.
He's a
Just someone got
classic liberal Zionist, American liberal Zionist.
I
Those
mean,
are the
do you
ones
have
who
any
are most
mosquito
useful.
spray? I mean, do you have any mosquito spray?
Buttercup is a full-blood.
Please spray the room. We need to spray the room.
She's a divorcee.
You guys don't need to be mean.
She's gonna help the Palestinians win a war, but she couldn't keep her husband. Yeah.
Okay, that's shooting below the belt. That's not cool.
No, it's not below the belt. He's being nice,
You're
Pepe.
still on the old
He's
doxing.
being
You
nice.
doxed the wrong gal,
below
mister.
the belt, obviously.
Hard's being very respectful here, Pepe.
Yes, very respectful.
Come on.
Hot? John Kitover?
Come on, Ruffy.
No, that's
Come on,
not
Ruffy.
fucking
I thought you were Ruffy.
Wait, who is it?
You-
How fucking dare
HH is
you?
rich.
Oh, Rich. Hey, Rich. No, that you're
Hey,
thinking of
what's
the
up?
old Rachel.
What's that? We're
You're
talking
thinking of
about
the
how
old
we want to
Rachel, the
exterminate.
fake-
We're
the one
talking
they
about how we
doxed
want to
instead of-
exterminate all the Muslims.
No, we weren't. No, we weren't. No, we weren't. Huh?
Yeah, we
That's
were.
'cause-
So I'm a journalist here. That guy Rich likes to make horrific statements. We are documenting the behavior and the psychology and pathology of what I call retards, but what you just call, highly annoying people, extremely annoying people, some of the worst people I've ever heard in my life.
Been on the right. Hold on. I'm somebody who's been on the right my whole life. The one group of people I despised the most and hated the most on the right were especially the fundamentalist Christians. And by and large, we can just go ahead and group in the Christian right-wingers. And so for any of you that think that, like, oh, you must be like a follower because I have these beliefs that are people will consider like extreme, I'm not a follower of Nick Fuentes whatsoever. His whole fucking
He loves Nick Fuentes. Don't let him lie.
Yeah, okay, hold on. His whole gay,
board.
He sucked his dick like this. and he did.
amazing. So his whole gay third world. Cause we need to be Católico Romano, sí, yeah, güey. No, we're not doing that either. You fucking faggot. So, which he is a faggot. I mean, he's never been with a woman. We all know that, but he's been with a lot of questionable gay males his whole life. But
he's a gold star. Gay guy.
Amazing.
What's a gold
But
star?
with that being said, I don't. God, I got interrupted so much. I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying. This is.
Fuentes
I
is the
blame it on
faggot.
you.
No, you were talking
I
about
blame it on
God.
you,
God.
Buttercup.
She's gone. You were talking about God first, right? You were saying the evangelicals put God first as well.
Oh yeah. Evangelicals put God first before everything, before national security, before any goddamn thing you can think of possible. They put God first. And if you're a devoutly, let's say, like Christian person, a true believer, you're going to do that. And I think that, like, even with Judaism, I'm going to guess that probably is going to occur with them too. If you're somebody who puts religion before everything, it's problematic. You're going to have allegiance to God and your religion before any nationality.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
I don't disagree with you, Pepe, regarding the evangelicals. But still, would you say America is a Christian country?
I would say that, like, there's no question that when it comes to our morality and the founding populations, we are overwhelmingly Christian.
Exactly.
Even if you look at the latest waves of immigration in the United States, they're mostly Christian people. Like, we are, by and large, a Christian country. That's why we don't.
Okay, so you got one problem. So, Pepe, you got one problem going on, like the one that you're referring to. Why would you want to add another problem? It doesn't make any sense. Like, you can
what other
clearly
problems
see.
do I want to add?
Well, No, I'm talking about the Muslim issue in the West. If you, I mean,
Oh,
listen,
no,
I'm from Australia.
but okay, I think, so you can ask Amir what I think about this. He'll tell you this is what Pepe says. I believe all Muslims need to be removed by the West. Forcefully.
And that's all, listen, that's all that Makmal and I were talking about before, huh? That's all we were saying.
Yeah.
We weren't talking about the IRGC, we weren't talking about Zionists or Jews or Israel or Bibi or any of that stuff. That's the only subjects we were talking about before, huh? Just to bring you back to them.
Okay, but so the thing is, though, I'm critical of Israel. But somehow, what I see are the people that will rape our women, try to subjugate and overpopulate the West any way they see possible. And I personally, I think, and even their prophet just makes my fucking stomach.
Yeah. That's all we've been saying, Pepe. So we're on the same page. So I understand we are on the same page.
Sorry, Pepe. Pepe. You said something about religion and nationality, which I really liked. You said nobody should put their religion first, then nationality. But did you know that for some Arab countries, they don't have a nationality? Their religion, which is Islam, is their nationality. That was the guy who came to the room from Morocco, and for him, like, Morocco was nothing. But as soon as you said something bad about Islam, his blood would boil. So for these people, it's very...
I'm glad that Poria could be here, Pepe, to teach us about it.
Let him finish. Let him finish. Guys, stop interrupting him.
Yeah, so for these people, it is very difficult, okay, that they put away their religion, because their religion is part of their nationality, part of their identity. So no matter where they go, west or east, they behave the same.
I agree 100%. I agree 100%. I think the biggest problem, and this is what a lot of Westerners don't realize, this is shit I was talking about years ago. It's weird I'm like talking about it again. I look at as Muslims, they will, what you end up importing is not just Muslim individuals and people of a different faith, but people that believe in a different political system, people that believe in a radically different justice system, people that basically believe in also to strong arm, coerce, extort, or enforce their will, which, you know, to become a Muslim means you submit. That is exactly what they want to do. They see, and these people, in their minds, they don't see it as being evil or bad or mean. They see it as their calling. It's a good thing.
So do what Greece does. Do what Greece does. Do what Greece has done. No mosques. Do what Japan has done. No mosques.
Do what Poland has done.
Muslims will, yeah, Poland. Well, Poland's the next level, right? But Greece specifically, right? Because it's not exactly like Poland. But no mosques. No building of mosques, right?
Okay, half my family comes from Corsica, and you can just look up Corsica.
No mosques or no building new mosques?
Oh, hold on a
building
second.
New mosques.
Oh, we need a
So you can look up. Okay, you can Google Corsica Muslims, and you can see that they had roughly a 15% for 15% of their population was Muslim. Now, what the Corsicans did is they allowed them to have prayer halls. They could not own a mosque. An imam would bitch too much about it, then he would get shot. Then, you know, you would get people from particular Muslim prayer rooms who would bitch about it. And so what did they do? You can look at all of the examples. These terrorist attacks are widely documented. They would burn down their prayer rooms. They'd throw pig heads in their prayer rooms while desecrating the Quran, Inshallah. And, you know, this is a group of people that I would say, like, maybe like him and the Irish, they're very resistant to being hostily taken over. And I 100% agree with it. Like, there is no reason these people should have to deal with it. And Muslims, I think, you know, General Jack Pershing said it in World War I when he first encountered Muslims in warfare. He said rabies to a dog, or Islam is Islam to man is rabies to a dog. Yeah, and basically it's it's a fucking it's just like this third world death cult that it basically permits
Islam is
conquering, raping. Hold on. Conquers rape. God damn it, dude! I hate it when people interrupt me for that very reason. It's a religion that permits taking people's concubines, raping, pillaging, just basically getting to enjoy the riches of people that you just conquered. And to me, it is so fucked up. Like they seem to value nothing precious. They don't value anybody.
One mosque in the whole of Athens. Just to clarify for you, only one.
I just like that you guys kind of sort of agree with me, but you don't go the full way of, hey, we should make Islam illegal, we should destroy all the mosques, and we should deport all these motherfuckers out. At least not kill them.
I see.
You guys want to be a bunch of liberal cucks and be like,
I'm a journalist listening to a podcast where they're debating Islamic migration.
The ones that choose to live in the West, the ones that.
Brad, are you gonna say the ones that live in the West are coming for different reasons, or they're not as extreme?
No, I wasn't saying that at all. I was just saying.
I was just gonna say 2 words: Bondi Beach.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with you.
That's gonna be rampant too. Just wait.
Brad,
that was fucked up. That was fucked up.
Another October 7th for all of you guys to come around. And then you guys will be on my side, and you'll be like, "Well,
but are you being sarcastic now? I'm confused."
No, I'm being 110% serious. Hitler did nothing wrong. He just killed the wrong people. That's it. If Hitler would have killed the Muslims and exterminated them from fucking Europe and Africa and the Middle East,
again, this is a podcast that I'm listening to. This is not hate speech. I'm a journalist documenting and listening to what I would consider mentally retarded, low IQ pieces of trash who don't know how to use communication appropriately. It's a very aggressive debate.
That they weren't the problem. I just wish I had a time machine that I could get Hitler.
I think the level of nuance.
Show him fucking Dearborn, Michigan, and be like, look, this used to be a beautiful.
Okay, but that was not. Okay, that's through the lens of
fucking Germany in 2020.
Okay. Hold on, I'm trying not to mute you. Hold on, but if we look at, at the time, in Germany, first of all, there in 2020 there were like roughly 50,000 Muslims living in Europe. Now I believe it's like what, around it's in the tens of millions. It's
wrong. In the 1960s, 2 million Turkish people migrated to Berlin and Germany.
Turkish people are fucking super progressive.
No. I'm talking. I get it. Hold on. Okay, hold on. I'm talking about the total Muslim population in Europe.
That's like saying Persians.
Amazing. So when I say Middle Eastern, it's anybody from outside of Europe that comes to North Africa or the Middle East. Okay, that's who I'm referring to. And they're Muslim. Okay, but hold on. What I particularly said was the Muslim population increased. It was under 1 million. Then all of a sudden it goes to tens of millions. I believe it's like 20 million or 50 million now.
I'll check for you, Pepe.
Turks are just Persians with less jewelry.
Sure. So, we can look. No, hold on. But Rich, I don't want to have to move you down to the audience, so please stop. So we can look at even France. France fucked themselves over when it comes to Muslims. They had these colonies in the Levant and in North Africa. After World War I, they said, hey, yeah, guys, come on into France. Help us rebuild. After World War II, the exact same thing. They kept them in the banlieue, the suburban ghettos, and never tried to integrate them. But, they for reasons that financially and made sense, they invited these people in. They basically shot themselves in the foot. And, I'm telling you, somebody's of French descent. The French got this absolutely wrong. But if we look at the Muslim migrations into Europe,
46 million people.
Amazing. If we look at the Muslim migrations into Europe, in the last 15, 20 years, that is where the bulk of them came from. And these people ended up having children very quickly.
Merkel, you can blame Merkel for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And she even admitted that she weaponized this, the migration crisis, in order to combat the right wingers.
There was also guilt for the Second World War, man.
And Rich, I think that you say that maybe what we should do with the Muslims in the West, as a method, you can do the exact same thing that Muslims are doing with the Jews and the Christian in the Middle East. Same thing.
Sure, I think, but I do think when it comes to the Jews, I do think it's not that I dislike, and that's the one where people won't get this about me. It's not that I dislike them or I think they're beneath us or anything like that. It's just kind of like, but they're
whiny and manipulative.
But no, they're self-interested, just like every other group is. But however, they tend to be talented and more, intelligent on average than other groups.
But Pepe, what about the Christians? What about the Christians that are murdered by Muslims in Muslim countries?
There's over 1 billion of us. I would say like half of Christendom is like not functionally retarded.
No, but I'm saying what Amim was referring to. I'm saying what Amim was referring to. Like America or the West should treat Muslims the way that Christians or other minority groups are treated in those countries. And I don't care what the lefties say. You're Islamophobic.
No, absolutely. Like when it comes to Islam, it is incompatible. It's always been incompatible. Not just with our religion. It's not that the Christians have a problem being tolerant. They've had a problem with literally every fucking religion they've ended up having to encounter. These motherfuckers will insist that you must convert to our fucking religion or be subjected to our tax.
And the Jews are compatible, Pepe.
Yes,
so why do you say?
Hold on. But Brent, I'm not on the side of Muslims whatsoever. They're literally a much bigger threat than any group of people, at least in the West. I wouldn't deny that.
You guys are saying.
I just want to say Muhammad is a Shadamuta.
Guys, I've noticed, Pepe, no, please, Pepe, I've noticed that you talk about Muslims, which are the problem, but nobody talks about what happened that they could get into West. I mean,
the Ottoman Empire.
Wait, please, let me finish, bro. Okay, when a body catches cold or any other diseases, the immune system of the body malfunctioning, is malfunctioning. That you catch the cold or anything. So I think first we need to work on your own societies. For example, here in Canada, Justin Trudeau once said this is the first post-national country. The most stupid thing that someone can say. Nationality and the nation is something that creates a society, that builds, flourishes the society. And if you take it away from it, then what's the difference between Canada and other countries?
I agree with you 100%. And so, I agree. So, I remember it was maybe a couple years ago talking to Richard Spencer, who was the leader of the alt-right. And this is something that I was a white nationalist for years. I'm somebody who did see probably the more pernicious malady in all of this when it comes to the culture war, and what we see as forging our future is being the problem with white people, our own people. Our people are incredibly divided. They're incredibly altruistic, trusting. They will.
Who's divided? Who's the Americans?
White Christians. And so, I would say people of European descent, in other words, they are, they do have what I would consider a malady that you do not see in any group of people other than ourselves, when it comes to basically being willing to usher in and even celebrate the destruction of our cultures.
Okay, I
Which
have
is
a
what you
question
see
for
in the
you.
West.
Pepe, I have a question for you and Ha, because you said something before and then you slid past it. And you agreed with what Ha said, or what Richard said. You said Jews are very manipulative. Can you bring receipts for that? Like, what have we said, or what have I said?
I didn't use that term. I used the term
Rich said it.
I did.
Rich said it, and then you agreed with it. Maybe you didn't hear what he said.
Manipulative.
Yeah, I think I think those are tropes, but largely kind of true.
Well, tropes are usually.
Okay, so bring receipts. Bring receipts for that. You made a claim. Jews are manipulative and whiny. Can you please bring receipts? Like, tell me.
I think we should have said.
What have I said? I'm a Jew. I'm a
Zionist
Jew. Hey, Rich, I'm not treating
you.
I'm genuinely.
You agree with Bibi Netanyahu that the United States should put.
I think you need to understand. Like, if we look just from the lens of the United States, okay, it's an absolute fact. Okay. And
okay. So
hold on. You didn't hear what I was gonna say. You didn't hear what I was gonna say. Now, if we look at Jews that live on most of them live on the eastern or western seaboards, okay? And just like most Gentiles that live on the eastern or western seaboards, they tend to be more liberal. Okay, there is no denying that Jews are majority of them are shit libs, and at least in the United States. Yeah. And of course they're overrepresented when it comes to leftists. And when I say leftist, I don't mean liberal. I mean like they're.
Okay, but Pepe, that wasn't my question, brother. Brother, that wasn't my question. I asked a specific question of what Ha said, and maybe he was referring to that specific demographic. I didn't get that feeling.
We're talking about Zionist Jews. I should.
I'm not a Jew. I'm a Zionist.
Puya, please let me complete this.
Brett's gonna say he's a Zionist.
Okay, so
he's also
Rich, can you let me speak for myself? Can you let me speak for myself? Can you let me speak for myself? Rich, shut the fuck up, brother, for 1 second. Rich, we're allies here, man. But I'm asking a question.
I just don't want to see I don't want to see my.
Rich, let him speak. Dude, I don't want to put you in the audience.
Pepe, you move me down, we're gonna have a problem. Listen,
okay, really?
Oh my God, don't be a faggot, Pepe. I'm just trying to explain to Brett why I'm saying all that.
Just let me ask the question. Oh my God, what the fuck, man? I don't think I'm being. I'm just asking Pepe,
Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, Rich.
I'm prefacing this, Brett, because I don't want to see my 18-year-old fucking nephew.
I haven't moved anybody down.
Shiraz fucking fighting the RGC and getting captured and tortured and getting his dick and balls fucking cut off.
Yeah, Rich.
Because Bibi Netanyahu's scared that Iran might get his.
Can I finish my question? Because he's talking to himself here. So I asked you, you made a claim that Jewish Zionists are manipulative. We're manipulative. Okay, we lie and we manipulate. What have I said? Well, I'm a Jewish Zionist. What have I said that you perceive as being a manipulation in this conversation?
Do you want the United States to have boots on the ground in Iran and eliminate the RGC?
Well, I wasn't talking about. We weren't talking about that.
I'm asking for context. Do you want to see that happen? Would you like to see that happen?
Are you drinking?
No, I don't drink. I don't drink drugs.
Okay. So just chill the fuck out.
I'm asking a genuine fucking question. Rafi's gonna agree. Yes, Brett, you should answer that.
Wait. So, Brett, Rich is autistic, not a joke.
Super autistic.
Okay.
Autistic.
Yeah, he already knows that. He's just trying to use that.
I didn't know that. Rich, I don't know you. I've met you once.
So Brett, do you want to see the United States and Allied forces invade Iran and take over the RGC?
I don't perceive it. I don't use the same words you do.
Would you like to see us have boots on the ground in Iran?
I would like to see the Allies, America, Israel, and the Allies see what's actually happening in the world today and the real risk and the real threat that's happening that you seem to be glassing over.
Well, hold on. Let me ask him.
All you have to say is yes or no.
Okay, but he's not doing it.
He's not going to.
Okay, so I want to ask you a question. Do you think France has more of a right to exist than Israel, or Israel has more of a right to exist than France, or do you think they both have the same right to exist?
Same.
Same thing. We agree there. Now, one of the biggest problems with Israel is that they are in a place that is very hostile to not
Sorry,
just
Mahmal
Jews, but
echoes.
Christians,
Sorry,
but
Mahmal
particularly
echoes. Please mute him.
Jews.
Sorry, Mahmal echoes.
But we so what, like, one of the problems people like me have is just like we would not tolerate basically the demand that we support a foreign country.
I don't see this as Israel's war, Pepe. I don't see it as Israel's war. No, I don't see it that way, Rich.
We all know
no,
it
but
is.
I'm saying my opinion. You might say it is or it isn't. But I'm just
If
telling
Israel
you,
wasn't there, we wouldn't give a shit about Iran.
I see. I'm not talking about
No,
Iran.
I'm
I'm
saying
talking about the
if
issue.
Israel did not exist, we wouldn't give a fuck about Iran.
So you're saying
they're bombing Iran?
You would. Listen,
No, we
you're
wouldn't,
mistaken.
Poria. We
No, you
wouldn't.
would.
Listen.
You would. You would.
Listen.
Because for a Muslim, it is not about the Jew or
No,
Israel.
it's not about Islam.
It is
It's
about
about the
who
fact that
is.
I'm a Jew and I'm a Zionist, and I can
You've
at
been
least
talking.
say the
I
truth.
didn't say anything. Just listen.
But
Okay.
it is about whomever. It is not Ummah.
No, it's the fact that IRGC has
God,
their
listen to the
hands.
Iranians
They are
crashing out.
close.
They're chimping out.
They are close to get their hands on nukes, and if America doesn't do anything
Oh,
about it
that's
within
such a
10 years,
bullshit fucking
there won't be
shit.
any America. Okay.
Bro, it's such fucking horseshit that Iran's on the verge of fucking
by that, Richie. Just so you know.
Like,
for me,
yeah, they
that's
can
not the
get
thing.
2,500 miles and they can reach London and
Yeah,
all
I
this kind
thought
of
we
shit.
put them back decades. Last
We already
summer
did.
when we
Yeah,
bombed
we
them.
knocked the shit
Apparently
out of
not.
So I see this as a war. So I'll say it again, Rich, and I think we're on the same page because
We have to finish this so Israel can build greater Israel like Bibi Netanyahu wants to.
See, I don't.
You want to see the picture of Bibi on
Rich.
on I-24 standing in front of
This
Greater
is like
Israel?
the low IQ anti-Semitism when you come into you start talking about Greater Israel or our monetary system.
I'm not making
literally
that
talks about
claim.
Greater Israel.
I'm not making that claim. I'm not
He
making
also
that claim
said that
against
Jesus
Rich.
was a pussy too.
But what I'm saying, Rich, I don't see this as Israel's problem, and Israel's made that very clear as well.
Israel's going to be the first one to get hit.
No, Rich.
They're going to hit Tel Aviv before they hit fucking the United States. Come on,
That is
seriously.
true. That is true. They hate Israel
100%.
Yeah,
The second that
absolutely,
they get enough refined uranium and they can strap that motherfucker to a rocket and they can launch it, they're not going to be like, oh, we should hit Saudi Arabia, we should hit the UK. No, they're hitting fucking Tel Aviv first.
Don't worry, BB doesn't allow them. Okay, don't worry.
They're not
by
going
the
to
way,
hit
they're
fucking
hitting
DC.
Bahrain, they're hitting Bahrain, they're hitting Qatar, they're hitting the UAE.
The first one that's being launched is
Yeah, but as soon as Iran, if they were to ever be as dumb enough to, because we all know they have over 100 nuclear warheads in Israel, as soon as they were dumb enough to do that,
they wipe them off face here.
Yeah, Dave.
But that's not the point. But if they had the capability, the first one they're sending is to Tel Aviv.
But Rich, you confuse me, brother. You confuse me because you said before, and you said you weren't excited. Because you said you weren't excited.
I'm a Zionist.
No, one sec. Rich.
I love the Jewish people, but in the same breath, I'm not willing to sacrifice millions of Americans.
I get it. But I get it. But
so you're
we can keep bombing them just like we're doing. We can do it for the next 20 years. I'm fine with that.
So you're implying that Israel is
no,
making
I'm
Americans
fine with
go to war, right?
Listen, Poria, I'm more
what you're
hardcore
trying
than
to
you.
imply. Okay,
Poria, you would never agree to
member.
this. I've already said
you are from IRGC, bro.
I can't stand Rich. He's got to be the most toxic communicator I've ever heard in my life. Couldn't even imagine. Imagine his wife. Like, his wife can't even speak English, so there's no other way you could possibly stomach listening to that guy. Oh my god. He's a YouTube content moderator's worst nightmare.
You do agree that Islam is incompatible. It's incompatible with the way we live.
Yeah,
right?
I want to
so
kill
you
every Muslim.
do agree with that.
Wow.
So Israel is fighting that war on their front. Maybe America, because you're in America and not in Europe, right?
Yeah,
I lived in Europe for
we
years.
can bomb them. We can continue
Rabbona
what we've been doing since we started the war.
Damn, Rich is brutal, bro. There ain't nobody like him on
I
this
hang out
app.
with Marshall. He don't smoke enough to be considered a marijuana user. Yeah, he just does.
Okay.
But
I'll
on the
take
real,
your
I got
word for it, Trent.
Yeah, it is. Just take my word on it, baby. I got good news. I'm just gonna come in with. Thanks for having me, Matt. It just broke a couple hours ago, but my boy was just telling me because I'm in Central Texas right now. Toyota has announced it is now moving its Tacoma plant from Mexico. I believe this is the Tijuana plant. There's a plant in Tijuana that makes the Tacoma truck. It is moving that production to San Antonio, Texas. It's a 2.7 million square foot plant, approximately 3.6 billion in investment, part of the $10 billion investment plan that was put in. And you know, for you people that support Trump, you know, I don't support on Trump on everything, but this is a direct result of the tariff and the America First push. So just want to share that with y'all. Y'all can put that one in your hat.
You're welcome.
And it'll create it should create roughly between 1,500 and 2,500 jobs, somewhere in there.
Did you put that in the chat?
We did that, guys. Congratulations, guys.
No, I don't put shit in the chat. All good. You can Google it.
Where's Goat to tell you you're full of shit?
You know, that's a good question, Beaver. He's probably I ain't gonna say shit. I'm not gonna say anything negative about the man. But yeah, this is the problem with the negativity. You know, and there are people who will say this is wrong, or you know, this isn't great, or it's not till 2030, or some, you know, some bullshit. This is a win, no matter how you look at it, and this is how you have to attack policies. It hasn't been perfect, but this is part of the way you attack policies to create American jobs, because they're going to desperately be needed over the next 5 to 10 years. So anyway, y'all be good. Take care.
Before you go, one second, Patriot. If you went into some rooms on this app, you would think that Texas voters about ready to get hired by that plant would actually care more about the status of the reflecting pool in Washington, D.C. That is what's really going to affect the midterms more than that. I've actually heard exactly that. I'm not even kidding you. That wasn't even a parody. That was a direct quote. It's absolutely crazy how much of a bubble some of the people on this app live in.
I'm going to have fun with this, Trent. I'm going to put this in Gary's chat, and I'm going to watch how it gets attacked.
Oh, Abby, you happen to have an idea of what room I might have been
yeah, no, I'm going to have some fun with this. Thank you, Trent, for telling me.
Oh, man.
I'll just say that, look, there are some people that definitely do not like the way that immigration has been handled by this administration, that are not happy with the tariff policy, especially some of our ag people on the border and our farmers on the border with avocados and grapefruits that you guys get on the border. It's driven up their costs because of immigration. It's driven up their costs because of tariffs. There have been not everybody is 100% happy. I'm just going to say that. But the premise Not always the execution, but I do give Trump all credit for the premise of what he has tried to do and tried to do fast is a lot better than the typical slow meandering, we're going to talk it out for the next 15 fucking years process of past administrations and past politics. And so Trump's forcefulness and aggressiveness on the issue is what we are going to need to combat AI and AI job loss or stabilization, depending on what you want to call it, humanoid robots and everything else that is coming. We are going to need more people that act like Trump and Mondami. I know you don't hear that name a lot, but we're going to need more people that are acting aggressively than want to debate things for years, and because you're going to have a catastrophe if we continue the status quo. So, y'all have a good one. Talk to you
Hey,
soon.
real quick before you leave, if the bar is getting every person on board with a policy, can you name one policy that has passed in modern times where everyone agrees?
No.
Free nudie bars for all, but it didn't pass. But everyone wanted it.
That wouldn't even pass everybody. The people that own the bars wouldn't want that. They'd want to make.
I will say this way. In listening to both rooms, you get a politically correct or some of these rooms that are on the left, and you come into this room, everybody is worried about cost and inflation. They really complain about capitalism. There's a lot of talk against corporation profits and CEO pay on both sides, left and right. And I think it's getting pretty obvious that the haves and the have-nots, the wealthy in this country are too far passing the middle class in the middle, and I'd say 50% of this country, or maybe 60% of this country, is feeling significant squeeze just to get day by day. And I think that's happening on both the left and the right. So that's why I believe, whatever we call it, we'll have more of a push towards a socialist narrative going forward, because I don't know that pure capitalism is working for everyone right now. That's what I'm saying.
Because this isn't pure capitalism.
No tax on tips past 100 to 0.
Laissez-faire capitalism is the separation of state and economy. We do not have that in America. We are spending $7 trillion, taking in $5 trillion, and 50% of the economy is borrowed. We are living in a fake, bankrupt economy. $200 trillion in debt, $40 trillion plus in unfunded debt liabilities, and all these stupid faggot Congress senators. Yay FIFA, yay soccer. They don't give a shit about your income tax or property tax. This has become a slave tax, system. A legal political slave tax industrial complex with unlimited vaccine wars, unlimited military wars. Meanwhile, let's talk about soccer all day. Play with our soccer balls.
If we increase government spending, will that make things better?
That's what Elizabeth Warren and all these other senators are saying with this housing bill or something that Trump won't pass. It's they're like, sign the fucking bill, borrow, spend. This is Elizabeth Warren's mantra: borrow, spend, and then Bernie comes in. He says, "We're gonna terraform and transform this country." And it's all they're doing is saying borrow and spend. And Bernie has raised $800 million since they're the biggest fucking liars. They are such crony, hypocrite criminals. I would love to see the military take this country over, in my opinion.
This is a good segue. I think Ann brought up a good topic we should discuss in the chat. Mitch McConnell, in or around June 14th, went into the hospital. He has not been seen or heard from. We don't know. We haven't gotten a check on his life. The story is that if they're able to get past August 3rd, then they don't have to open up the seat for a challenge to be ran. But if we find out that for some reason he's dead, then they would have to open up the seat for election in the fall. So is Elaine Chao and other GOP elites, some of these staffers, propping up a brain-dead Mitch McConnell like it's Weekend at Bernie's just to get past this deadline so they can continue to hold on to their power? What is the story behind Mitch McConnell?
Well, you stole the Weekend at Bernie's show from me. The question is, and everybody's going to hate my response. If you don't, you should. The question is, how secure is his Republican seat? How secure is that district? If they do call a special election, would another Republican be is it an easy win for Republicans?
But I'm confused because isn't Andy Barr won the primary? Wait, and to succeed him? Like, didn't that already happen? So I'm confused with the logistics on this. So the general election's in November.
Yeah.
So you're saying they'd have it? How would they have a special? They're going to call a special election
Because
when they
there's
have an election in November?
no, because there's a time limit. If he's away, if he's incapable, my understanding is if he's incapable of serving, like Joe said, the cutoff date is what, August 3rd? So if he's alive until August 3rd, then they wait for the November election. And I guess it's a vacant seat or somebody fills in. I don't know what happens. Joe, you probably know better. But if he kicks it before August 3rd, then by Tennessee law, they have to call the special election and fill that seat. So that's my understanding of it.
Who won the Democrat primary there? Well, I'm going to look this up.
Yeah. In the meantime, I just want to address the bullshit that Trent said. Yes, both Democrats and Republicans have concerns about CEO salaries. On the Democrat side, the extremely concerning or extremely important is 71%. On the Republican side, it's 32%. And on the Democrat side, they want government regulations, whereas Republicans say, no, the boards and the companies themselves should address this and not have government intervention. So once again, his whole capitalism is failing, blah, blah, blah. Yeah,
Alan,
bullshit.
we have a hospital group here called Lurie Children's Hospital, which is internationally and well known, but they just stopped doing trans surgeries in early 2026. So I looked up how much they get in Medicare and Medicaid every year, 1.5 billion, and the CEO makes 2.5 million a year. Don't you think that some of these health groups and healthcare executives, they should lower their pay to maybe 400,000, 250,000 until we can balance the books, until we can have a balanced budget? Because Medicare and Medicaid is suffocating this country, and the outcomes and results are horrible. There's no ROI. It's all about fucking making money. It's a fucking scam.
Yeah, but see, the reason why in that particular case they need so much money is because in the back of their mind they realize that they are heartless, sadistic butchers cutting the tits and dicks off of teenage boys and girls, and the only way they can live with themselves without putting a bullet through their brain is by having that excess money to buy cheap trans hookers for themselves who gimp them out and regularly beat them. So they need that money. So it's actually a benefit to Medicare that they're charging, that they get paid that much money.
Well, thanks for
So I
explaining
just
that,
looked
Alan.
this
That
up
was
in Kentucky.
His
His
unexpected.
name is
Thank you.
Charles Booker, who would be running against Andy Barr
Charles Booker. Oh
for
my
that
God.
seat. And it'd be the first black rep. He's a state Senate, no, House member, sorry. And he'll be the first black to ever be a nominee, is the first one to be a nominee in the state of Kentucky.
And he's a conservative?
No, he's the Dem. He's not a conservative.
And who's the Democrat?
Really good guy is a member of Congress, Andy Barr, that is now running.
Well,
is he white or black?
Andy Barr? He's white.
Shouldn't we applaud Mitch McConnell's willpower? Because even in that feeble condition where he couldn't even speak and he's mumbling, he's still got the willpower, the drive to march through those halls of Capitol Hill and assert his authority.
Yeah, people give him a hard time for being a rhino. But the Supreme Court, as we see it now, is a result of him. He single-handedly gave us the ability to fight all of this left-wing USAID corruption, woke governmental BS.
Are you shitting me?
Fauci has like 90%.
I presided over the USAID fraud for fucking 30 years.
9% for Booker.
Alan, I don't know where you're. I hope you're being facetious again, like you were with the trans doctors, but
No. I mean, and it was, oh jeez, what was his name? Poor guy committed suicide. Oh, I forget his name now.
Are you talking about?
Like a guy on the staff. There's a documentary about Mitch McConnell, the Supreme Court, the whole controversy around Merrick Garland, and how he saw what the Democrats did with Judge Bork, all of the BS that they were pulling over the years, and he essentially was laid in wait for years, waiting for the time when he could just screw it back to the Democrats, and he did. That's why Trump we'd have one less conservative justice on the court, if not for Mitch McConnell, anyways, that's it. So yeah, I know everybody hates him. Once Trump got in, he fought against Trump. He hasn't supported Trump. Yeah. I understand that. Okay, but still.
Well, his daughter hates his fucking guts. So if that says anything about daddy-daughter relationship, but his daughter, according to TMZ, has deleted her account on X because in the past she was bad-mouthing her own father. And I'm just saying that's probably an indicator that he is no longer with us. And like you said, he's probably on a forced respirator, and his political allies and associates are saying, just keep that pump going. Just keep the electrical stimulants plugged in to keep, hope alive.
Now going to talk to the CCP official just 3 days after he was put into the hospital. We don't know anything about his health, and his wife's over there talking to communists. It's very suspicious.
Abby, I didn't quite hear. So was the Republican heavily favored?
Heavily favored. I've just been looking at all the different polls that are coming up. Yeah, heavily favored. Like 48 to 36 or something like that.
Yeah, then my only caveat would be is if it's better for that Republican, if it's better if they hold the election, hold a special election, or whether it's better to wait. In some ways, if there's any close votes coming up, it would be. I would think it would be better to have a Republican in that seat.
It's interesting.
Being a no vote,
It's going to be about turnout, Alan. like on a special election. It's
Yeah.
would be that would be defining on it.
Gave life support, no pun intended, to the Massey crowd, where they think Massey could run as an independent and try and play spoiler.
That would be amazing. I don't know if any of you know this, but I'm running for the Chicago mayoralship in the February 23rd, 2027 election, and I have a Kalshi listing. And if you want to buy and you want to invest, and I win, you will make 1,000 to 1 on your odds. Every dollar you bet on John Kitover on Kalshi could net you $1,000 in profit. Who else here knows of 1,000, ROI? You could vote. I mean, you could bet on the other candidates. The best they got is 150 to 1 on the current mayor. The current mayor has a 3% approval rating in Chicago, and his odds of winning are 150 to 1. But I'm 1,000 to 1. I'm a long shot. Abby, what do they call a long shot at the racetrack?
A long shot.
You're actually on Kalshi. Your name's on the betting market, Kalshi.
What did I stutter?
I'm impressed.
That's for you. Did I stutter? You know, John, do you have a podcast? Hello? What do you think, Alan? Come on. No, I don't know. I forget. I don't remember. Oh, he has like 10. No, not how many burner accounts, an actual podcast.
You're not a subscriber to his YouTube? I thought everybody was. I am.
Okay. So hungry, Wallace? All right. Well, then he's found his perfect niche. He just needs to keep going around and entering in these elections, and getting himself on the ballot. That's your claim to fame.
Well, I'm not on Kalshi yet, but just talking about it and putting it onto YouTube is all the work you need. No, but July 6th.
Who's giving me the thumbs down?
July 16th is when I can officially file, and I can start collecting petition signatures. I'm optimistic that I can get on the ballot, but it is 15,000 signatures. It's a lot of fucking signatures.
Well, are you finished with your case, though? Has that been adjudicated fully?
Adjudicated? It's a bunch of slander and libel by Darren LaHood's attorney. There's no investigation.
Well, I'm just asking, is it over?
It never began, dumbass. It's fake news, you fucking schmuck. It's Marshall Rankin.
You were being investigated. I'm just going off what you told me.
I didn't say I was being investigated. The attorney said to the Illinois State Board of Election he should be investigated because he hates my guts because I accused Darren LaHood of committing fraud. So the whole thing's just fucking news, bro. It's just a blurb on a guy's website. It's some fucking amateur newspaper guy with a fucking huge herpes sore on his face. It's not by mainstream news.
Jeopardy.
Listen, Kwame Raoul, the Attorney General, he gets $500 million a year. It's not enough for him. He sues Donald Trump all day long. That's all he does. These people waste all our fucking money suing the federal government. They're fucking traitors. They're losers. We need to send the military in and crush these sanctuary cities and do it quick. Hello?
I know people kind of chuckle at John. However, local politics is just like this. It's just people run. It's corrupt. It's like this throughout the entire country. Y'all know that, right? Like, it's elites within these certain circles in states and cities, and that they won't let people that are new blood into those circles unless you've gone through the ritual to enter into the good old boy system of upper tier local politics. That's the reality of it. People laugh at John, but it's like,
I knocked doors for John.
Y'all really need to know how corrupt local politics.
And when I ran for Congress, I got hundreds of write-in signatures. So that means I actually psychologically, mentally connected with hundreds of people through X and Instagram and YouTube. And they wrote my fucking name in all across the 16th district because they hate Darren LaHood. And whether it's Democrats who sign my name or Republicans, it doesn't matter. People are not happy with the current politicians. They're being lied to. We've had vaccine wars and military-industrial complex wars, and we're $40 trillion in debt, and your property taxes are up fucking 400% in 20 years or even more. This is fucking unfair. And it's bullshit. We need to file fucking bankruptcy at the state level and at the federal level and get all this taxation off of our fucking backs. And the big beautiful bill gives $500 billion a year in tax credits to Apple, to Microsoft, to Google, so you can pay your income tax and pay corporate fucking tax for them. It's fucking bullshit. Hello?
Anyone's success in business or in politics is based on creating a vision and your ability to engage other people in that vision. So what you just saw, however he did it, John got hundreds of people to sign their name to say, I'm not going to go with the people whose names are printed on this list. I'm going to write his name in. So that is something. I commend you, John. But the difference between what you're doing and, or I won't even say that, the difference. We can look to someone like Elon Musk. He's a trillionaire now because he's been able to convince people with millions of dollars to give him their millions. That's what he did. They now believe in his vision because he was able to communicate that effectively. And that is why someone like Elon Musk gets lots of money in bonuses. It's that simple.
John, what did you need to qualify under federal law?
It's not federal law. It's called the Illinois. It's called the Illinois State Board of Elections. It's not federal law. I'm answering you. Hello? Hello? I heard your question, Abby. Hello? Hello? Well, you're framing it, okay? Just ask your question without your frame. I'll tell you the number. Or you could Google it. Tell you what, why don't you just Google it and get yourself the number, Dr. Abby.
Just ask you the question.
Let me give you my response. I spent $3,000 on my campaign, and guess how much Darren LaHood is going to spend on his campaign? $3 million. $3 million from Aetna, United, Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Abby, it's 1,500 signatures. It's not sensitive. I'm just, it's an obnoxious, pointless question.
Under federal law.
It's not federal law, Abby. It's called Illinois State Board of Elections, and it's based on the previous year's percent. Have you ever run for Congress, Abby? Or you're just a professional gabber? Never mind.
No, I have not run for Congress.
I'm curious, Abby, why were you asking the question? I'm not asking that. I'm asking that as an inquiry because I had a gut feeling on why you were asking the question, and I wanted to confirm if my gut instinct was correct.
I was just asking the question of how many signatures are needed to qualify as a candidate. You have, in an average congressional district, you have to have 750,000 residents. So, and how many are registered voters of the 750? And of those registered voters, how many do you need if you enter into a race via a petition with signatures? How many do you need? That was just ask the question.
I got the feeling that you were going to be more helpful to him, but then he made it difficult.
Well, what's funny is this slander, libel, and defamation that John Kitover committed petition fraud. It actually helps me because without any publicity, I'm just a fart in the wind. But people are still attacking me over this libel, slander, and defamation. You've never even seen the PDF audit by the Illinois State Board of Election where 500, 600 signatures are said to be out of district. Those aren't fraudulent signatures, and they said over 200 were legitimate signatures in district. So it gets very technical, and without any details, all you do is repeat a blurb from a news article by a fat fuck who's an illegitimate journalist.
I just asked a question.
Hello?
So how much money do you have to have raised to qualify
What the fuck are you talking about?
to hit a threshold? How much money do you have to raise to hit a certain threshold to run as a candidate?
Abby, you don't need to raise a certain amount of money to run as a candidate. You could raise $10 fucking and run as a candidate. What kind of question? Are you really an attorney?
Do
Hello?
you have a filing fee, John?
No, Abby, not in the state of Illinois. There's no filing fee to run for Congress.
It's nothing magical about $5,000, John.
Yeah, if you raise over 5,000, there's a magic threshold where now you have to report your donors to the Federal Election Commission and do your quarterly filings, Abby. You never ran for Congress, though, so what do you know about it?
What's the number, Don? $5,000?
Well, I can relate to the corruption of Chicago politics. In New Orleans, we had Mayor Nagin in the 2000s. He served 10 years in prison. And the last mayor, Latoya Cantrell, she's currently indicted for federal charges. So I'm probably biased with local politics.
Well, there's a lot of like independent little publicists that work in politics. You know, the Marshall Rankins, the Stankins, and the Stefan, Gigglers, and all these weird guys that love to do marketing and publicity and organizing for someone's campaign. And we have special retard candidates, people just like that here in Chicago that you've never heard of. And they're even worse than Marshall and Steven because those guys at least are public. But I was recently called out by this little scumbag here in Chicago who does these street corner activist videos because his now ex-fiance went live on Instagram, and she's like, I'm going live on Instagram. She's like, look what he did to my house. He beats me, he abuses me, he abused my mother, and he's screaming, turn the Instagram up. So we screen recorded that, we published that across multiple online news websites, etc. And so he went on the attack against me, and this was my response to him 2 days ago on my Facebook page. I ran an ethical, transparent, and fully documented campaign, live streamed all communication and operations on YouTube and Clubhouse. Hundreds of signatures were labeled out of district, and Darren LaHood's attorney, Paul Fogarty, libeled and slandered me and called me a fraud. I filed a challenge against LaHood's petitions. He was only 100 above the minimum, which was 1,550, and the Illinois State Board of Election refused my challenge and never audited his petitions. Darren LaHood is an illegitimate candidate and should be removed from the ballot for fraud. LaHood projected his fraud onto me, John Kitover. And I've seen LaHood's petitions. To me, they look fake as could be. If you live in Rockford, Peoria, Bloomington, District 16, consider voting for Paul Noley, who is a Democrat. But he's young, he's got a family. I met his wife and kids at a debate that LaHood didn't show up to. And LaHood has created $20 trillion plus in debt and is a COVID-19 vaccine genocider and murderer and a liar. John Kitover, mayoral candidate, 2027.
So going back to the federal law, which requires the $5,000, which I put in the chat, did you hit that threshold? That was my question, John. Guess not. So where do you think Mitch McConnell is? Yeah, but they can't hide a death.
It's hard to in some of these hospitals when it's dealing with elites and named people, you're not going to get leaks out of this stuff. There's probably security that are not letting anyone into or near him. So I don't, not necessarily is he dead, because we probably get a death certificate, but are they keeping him on life support?
Well, wasn't Dianne Feinstein like kind of in the same boat for a period of time? Do you remember? That she was really ill. And
Yeah, I remember something about that.
she hadn't voted in months.
And this is what happens. The staffers of these very powerful senators tend to. I mean, the staffers have been running his office already for years before this, and so these people don't want to lose their power. I don't blame them. You know, I get why they do it, but that Senate position is one of the most powerful positions, if not the most powerful position in America, in my opinion, next to the Supreme Court justice. Shouldn't they have to, like senators and congressmen, shouldn't they have to make a public appearance after a certain amount of time?
I don't know. I'm telling you, I think this came up with Dianne Feinstein, and it was several months. So he's not the first, but I think they can get away with it for a while. I'm trying to think of others that were hospitalized.
We've had recently, just this year, we've had Republican congressmen that have gone off the reservation for like 4 months, not voting and stuff like that. I mean, the numbers are so slim, and these guys, or gals, but it's mostly guys, just disappear, and no signs of life, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they report. We've had 2 of them, I believe, just this year that went missing for votes for like 4 months. I don't think we have a law. However, it is a law we should put in place. I doubt Congress could ever pass a law to do that, but there should be something after a certain period of time, like 2 weeks or 4 weeks or something at the least, that says they need to make a public appearance.
Well, doesn't it depend whether or not he has a do not resuscitate, with his lawyer or whatever in his estate planning? Does it depend on the DNI? Or what is do not resuscitate DNR?
I got an update on it. Look, and I don't know how much y'all trust in Laura Loomer's reporting. I tend to think she has sources that have been reliable and ahead of the curve on a lot of stuff. However, I know she is a shock jock type of journalist. But this is what she's reporting. Mitch McConnell is being kept alive by life support machines, but my White House source told me McConnell is in organ failure. And as I reported, source told me he has allegedly been declared a vegetable, brain dead. by doctors in the White House has been told McConnell isn't ever coming back. Officially brain dead, organ failure is accelerating, life support machine is keeping him alive, but his brain is officially dead. And his wife, Elaine Chao, has fled the country to China. I wonder if she brought any of his documents or briefings with her in China. That's as of 5 hours ago.
Wow. I mean, so I just Googled Dianne Feinstein was missing for 3 months, from February 23 to May 23. And she missed 91 floor votes. So how long's he been gone from voting?
He was found unconscious in his residency in Washington, D.C. in or around June 14th. It was when I was on my two-week my vacation when this came out. And no one really talked about it here, obviously, but it didn't really start gaining traction until the month changed over. And that's when people started asking questions. And now, going on 3 weeks, it's three full weeks already. And on to the fourth, So it's like, okay, where's Mitch McConnell? Leader John Thune came out and this was reported that he spoke to Mitch McConnell right after the incident. This was June 5th. And Thune says McConnell is dialed in after Sunday hospitalization. That was from ABC News. So, yeah, this is the big question, is establishment Republicans hiding McConnell? Because, they're weakening with the losses in the primaries with Bill Cassidy. Tom Tillis is out after he's retired, quote unquote retiring. And John Cornyn, I mean, their wing or caucus, if you want to call it, is that they're getting slimmer and slimmer.
But my point is, if she went 3 months, 3 weeks is not as significant. When did they go on break? Did they have a summer break?
It was, I think, the week before, when right after they had the meeting with Trump, the luncheon with Trump, they went on the summer break.
Laura Loomer says that Elaine Chao, his wife, fled to China, and she questions whether or not she brought any top secret briefings or documents with her. I don't think she probably fled to China, but it's pretty funny that, she says that.
They have video recording of her on stage talking to a communist CCP leader. It was a public event 3 days after he was hospitalized. So that was in or around June 17th.
So she's like a darling, because on McConnell's X account, he has, in the border, he has Harry Reid. Abby knows Harry Reid. I think a Kennedy, and then Joe Biden, and then that fucking Swiftboat guy, what's his face? Kerry. So, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. The uniparty is real, and when you see Michelle Obama with George Bush eating Altoids at the Obama Tower of Lies, giggling and laughing like they're best friends, I mean, if you're a Republican or a Democrat, what are you supposed to think? When you see George Bush, if you think he's a war criminal or a vaccine criminal or some type of criminal, macking it with Michelle Obama eating Altoids, like, in Bizarro Clown World, it makes sense. But if you are a highly polarized liberal, how do you justify or accept Michelle Obama being best friends with George Bush eating Altoids? Make it make sense. Hello?
You'd be surprised how close friendships are that are blue and red. in Washington. It's not as polarized as you want to believe it to be. It's just not.
I know, but not at
Some of
that.
them are roommates.
Why do we have so many Republicans that capitulate, though, largely due to this relationship? That's ultimately kind of what the voters.
I don't know, but they're maybe what the voters see, but it's almost like on the ball field. They're on different teams, and then when the game's over and they go into their regular lives, they have friendships. I mean, it's just not as polarizing as the press paints it, or people want to believe it. When especially the more moderates, they are friends with each other.
Yes, all the anti-Semites are best friends with each other. That's generally how it works.
No, man.
Well, Tulsi Gabbard is friends with a lot of anti-Semites, a lot of Jew haters.
There are two members of Congress that I know that are very close. I mean, they go to dinner all the time. They hang there. Two guys, and one's a very moderate D, the other's a moderate R. They do a lot of bills together. I mean, it's just not as uncommon as you think.
No, it's obviously, Abby, people are, in person. It's not like I would, Anyways, I'm just saying, in person, people act like real people. And if you want respect and you want to have a nice experience, you better be nice in the real world. But obviously, but I just want to say, Joe, Laura Loomer, wow, like, crushing it. Like, she outs people, like this guy Sneeko. The propaganda is intense out there. You could go into that piece of shit Amir's room right now, and for 127 days, he's every day committed to creating these unsafe, unhealthy, toxic propaganda rooms. I don't think he has any interest outside of that. And the craziest thing to me is, it's like, how can you support justice? How can you justify killing babies? That's what they always go to. And it's like, oh, you didn't know we kill 3,000 kids every day in abortion clinics here in America? Like, you think I'm worried about, blowing up an apartment complex to end the war and have a little security with our neighbors when we kill 3,000 babies in America every day? Do you know who you're fucking with? We slaughter babies 100,000 a month at a time. Like, I mean, I'm just wondering, like, who do these Muslims think they're fucking with?
I think the big news reporting is that the White House.
She knows a lot of stuff. Like, she definitely has an inside track on stuff.
Yeah, she it's clear she has sources. I've seen her report on stuff, and everyone, and I say the internet piles on her, and then it comes true months later.
Trump loves her. I mean, she's a good relationship with Trump for a long time.
She's a hard worker. That's what it is.
It's very bright.
I think she gets down in the mud. She would probably elevate her status more, but it's easy for me to say that when she was one of the first people to be canceled and banned from social media, and I'm sure to a certain degree, you feel like if you don't counter some of this stuff, you lose the narrative and it gets away on you. So you have to, that's the big game of politics, is controlling the narrative. So if you don't counter punch when salacious accusations occur, well, then they just fester and grow. Not in the game. So I do respect the ones, though, that work hard at it, because I know it's not an easy life.
Why did she get canceled? They called her an Islamophobe. Is that the reason that she got canceled?
She was running for Congress when it happened. I mean, her reasoning is different than what the official official reasoning is. I think the official reasoning, what was made public, was that, you know, she was a lot Islamophobic. But I think her reasoning is that she was blocked out by Republican establishment figures. However, she was never able to. She was one of the first people that was banned and canceled from social media. This was back in the years of 2018, 2017, I want to say 2018, around the same time that Alex Jones got banned too. But she got kicked off before him, I believe, even though he was the largest celebrity that, if you call him that, that got kicked off at that time. And that was kind of like the big tech was feeling the waters at the time, seeing what they could do, leading up to 2020 when just mass
It was
shadow banning and
it was a coordinated deplatforming, which made it unique. Like they had never, across all the major platforms, come together and made a prearranged agreement to deplatform Alex Jones across the entire, all the major platforms.
Well, I'm just reading this. She got banned by Uber and Lyft. Do you know about all this?
yeah, and she banked as well.
Yeah.
And also Airbnb. She could rent Airbnbs more. Yeah, her account of it is pretty deep. She says you don't really know what it's like living life like that. I feel a little sympathy for her on that aspect.
Banned from PayPal, GoFundMe, and Venmo. Wow.
Well, that's the liberal progressive Democrats at all the major tech companies chit-chatting on Blue Sky, coordinating, doxing, destroying, attacking, whatever they can. I mean, I just got deleted from Instagram by Mark Zuckerberg for my artistic and political opinion. It's ridiculous that they censor us. I mean, thank God on X I can notify Todd Blanche, my local federal attorney general, and say, hey, launch a full investigation into Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg, who kissed Donald Trump's ass after he... Anyways, Zuckerberg is a maniacal, incredibly wealthy motherfucker. His main yacht is $600 million, and his follow carry-on support yacht, in case of an emergency, is another $30 million yacht. But, after COVID-19, and he platformed Fauci and helped everybody, take the injections, he created the Zuckerberg Priscilla Chan Inflammation Research Center in Chicago and endowed it with hundreds of millions of dollars to find out how to cure inflammation. How about you don't take an unnecessary injection from Pfizer, Moderna, J&J, which is an experimental genetic modifying chemical cocktail patented in the Bush administration, funded through biological weapon research in the Pentagon. I mean, the whole, how can we even, there will never be any justice for COVID-19 vaccine injections and the millions that were killed upon arrival. I mean, does anybody here know how many people died after the first administration of all the vaccines? It's 2.5 million across the United States of America died on impact from taking that injection. Because these were old people with pre-existing conditions that when they put that cocktail in their bloodstream, they didn't make it. 2.5 million Americans. And this was a global inoculation for the most part. Who knows what they did in Russia or China, really? I mean, maybe those governments didn't do what we did and administered the patented Pfizer cocktail that was patented during the Bush administration. This wasn't like a new vaccine per se. There's so much information about it that it's impossible to really even have this conversation anymore. People don't like it. People leave because people do have buyer's remorse and they say, I never should have taken it. What was the point? What was the point? It wasn't like going to a candy shop and getting one of those vintage Coca-Cola bottles and chewing on the gum wax. Oh, it was a little sugar. It wasn't so healthy. You could go to Trader Joe's and buy some cotton candy. But when you compare cotton candy to getting an experimental mRNA Pfizer injection, I'd go with the cotton candy 9 out of 9 times. You see what I'm saying? It's just, it was unnecessary. You would have been better off eating cotton candy.
I want to give a little history of the right wing going back to the 80s. There was this guy named Wally George, who's a bombastic, patriotic personality that was on public television in California. And the right wing has always had this type of bombastic personalities. It's an artistic format that allows people to get their messaging out. Rush Limbaugh coming up in 87 and popularized in the 90s. Very similar to kind of what Laura Loomer does. She's bombastic. And even, you know, I know people, the largest misunderstood genius on the app, John Kitover, they don't get the artistic format of it in the right wing. And it's how we have gotten out some of the most effective people in the right wing have had bombastic, patriotic personalities, and we shouldn't discount them. We should look at those people as they're delivering messages for the greater good, and it's a lot better and more effective than this stuffy Mitch McConnell. You know, you have to have your hair combed over, and there's no laughing or joking that goes on in the Republican Party, because that's below us, you know. So I just wanted to put a shout out to the bombastic patriotic message.
I don't know, I think having a sense of humor is essential because clown world is dangerous, violent, and disgusting. I could go 2 blocks right now to my local train station and I could ride there's hundreds of homeless men and women sleeping on the train right now. Right now they're probably actually up, you know, all doing drugs and smoking, but they'll be sleeping at 6 or 7 a.m. when all the people get on the train in the morning to go somewhere with a purpose. But the fact that the city has no will of enforcement is beyond belief to me, because the budget for the police department is $3 billion, and every month we're paying $100 million for pensions. It's like, you got to go to work and get these fuckers off the train, arrest them, and put them in a processing and holding facility, and come up with a viable solution, a pathway. I know it sounds like bullshit, but you can't let fucking homeless people live on the trains. So, you know, if you don't want them going back on that fucking train, you got to get them the fuck away from that train and far enough and hold them if they're going to go back to that fucking train. So I'm just saying, everybody here knows common sense. And you have to admit to yourself that we're living in a clown world, sanctuary city type environment. And maybe you don't live in a sanctuary city and your city's well enforced and normal, but in Chicago, for many, many years, it has just gotten worse and more expensive and worse and more expensive. The security just is not there. People are dying on these trains every weekend. 4th of July was extremely violent. And the police, in many ways, are incapable and ill-equipped to deal with the problems that we're facing because we have hired so many female police officers. We need fucking thugs with big arms and can bench press, 350 pounds, and they can handle themselves militarily. Not that you don't go to the front door like Ella French, who got assassinated, and say, "Where are you from? You're not from around here, huh, boys?" These fucking police officers have no idea they're about to be assassinated. They don't run shit as if they're special ops. They gotta run shit like they're fucking in a third world, war in a city. Asymmetric warfare. So anyways, I'm just saying that be careful out there, because America, as you know, is extremely dangerous. And you don't have the ability to go online and buy a gun and ammunition, but hope to God Trump can get that passed. Because if every patriotic American wants to go buy a revolver and 500 rounds of ammunition and have that shipped to their house, maybe with like a Trump 250 seal or something, like, why can't Trump? See, that's what we need Trump to do, get the mint. and start mass producing Trump pistols and ship those all around the country. That would do a lot of good. That would do a lot of good.
So, is McConnell dead?
What do they call it?
Brain dead?
Brain dead, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the $1 million question.
Why would his wife, it says she fled to China.
She's being facetious, but who knows? Here's who was that other? Oh, Rupert Murdoch. Didn't he marry some Chinese espionage agent? Like the dick wants what the dick wants, but the brain wants, to do not resuscitate.
So is it $5,000? Is Abby, what was she asking you about $5,000?
Oh, she's just saying if you raise over 5K, you have to report your donors. I raised 600 off of Clubhouse and an antidote, so I didn't have to disclose or file additional paperwork with the FEC. It's a lot of fucking work, running and having to file all this paperwork and do all your accounting, bookkeeping, etc. But I only raised $600. That's it. And Darren LaHood is going to spend $3 million on this campaign to defeat this little Democrat squirt who probably doesn't stand a chance. I don't personally like him. When I filmed him at a debate, and Darren LaHood didn't show up, but I just got the new Meta glasses. So I have all this like insider footage of him hooting and hollering with all these Democrats at this debate that I did in Rockford. And man, you guys, I don't know if you've ever seen the footage, but they boo me, they hiss me, and then some old woman at the end of it comes up to me, she goes, "Oh, I just realized you're a libertarian." And anyways, I'm just saying it was an experience. Probably a waste of my time, but I got the footage of the other candidate, and he's almost raised $1 million. And Ro Khanna endorsed him, and he's getting big Democrat endorsements, but he's a union parasite and, not the brightest tool, the sharpest tool in the shed, but fuck, the younger people are eventually going to have to take over, and Darren LaHood is like a legacy fucker. His dad was in the Senate, or dad was in Congress for since, I think I read 95, or a long time. This is a big political, legal dynasty. The LaHoods are probably worth $100 million. And he's a big vaccinologist, big pusher and endorser. The guy raises $3 million a year from healthcare, and he's like a senior ranking Republican congressman, and he puts out soccer propaganda feel-good videos all day. This guy fucking loves soccer. It's like he's living out his dream come true. These Congress people make a lot of money. They're lawyers, and they have associates, and their father has this business, and they got that fucking contract, and they're working. They just bought this building and leased it to the GSA. I'm telling you, these people milk the fucking government, and government's broke. There might be a breakaway America at some point that goes capitalist, pure laissez-faire capitalist, in the same way like the British East India Trading Company was kind of like its own country or government, or in the way that Facebook is its own global, country. There could be some type of new America project that the government actually creates, preempting some type of collapse or something because of a financial crisis. It's coming. The '08 financial crisis with Obama was significant. Home prices dropped. They went down 50%. That's fucking a lot. That's $100 trillion in market cap gone. But they reinflated the banks. They let some die and they reinflated the others. Now we have the biggest AI bubble in the world. There's so much debt. It's staggering. So what goes up must come down. Try to strategize yourselves financially, materially. I mean, I'm not like a doomsdayer person. Like, I hope to God my grocery store always has food, but, you know, this isn't Cuba. We still have nuclear energy.
Talking about that, we're on the 18-year housing cycles coming to the peak right now, along with commercial property is seems like it, you know, that ever since COVID, we're having a lot of trouble filling office space throughout America. So it's likely that there is going to be a significant issue ahead, coupled with the AI bubble. And my projection would be the rug gets pulled. It'll be in different areas at different times, the housing and the commercial space issue. But sometime in or around 2028, you'll see a rug pull occur, just like they did in 2008. The Democrats are on life support. They need to do this prior to the 2030 census. So be prepared. It's coming.
Let us all see come in. That should be perfect.
But I will just draw your attention to my PTR of the world famous Reading Rainbow Trans Story Time with Michael Obama. Many of you doubt my claims that I have proof Michelle is trans, but just think about all the trans propaganda that you've heard throughout the course of your life, and just think for 1 second that it's possible there's a government project or program dedicated to creating a Manchurian candidate to utilize the Protestant ethic and the white structural racist lie that we needed Barack Hussein Obama to save the moral character of this country. He never delivered on that promise and was a war and vaccine profiteer and criminal. Never gave anybody the hope and change he promised them. And all you have to do is go to the great African American trench rooms on this app, the Clown House Ghetto Rooms, and you can hear what some real brothers think about Barry Sorotoro Obama. I mean, just look at that PTR. It's not airbrushed, it's raw, it's authentic. It's not like the glamour photos on the Cosmopolitan magazine you see where she looks like a woman.
Been any updates on Florida woman?
I see.
Why is it so quiet? Why is it so quiet?
Oh, it's just, I don't know.
What happened? What happened? Why is it so quiet?
There been any updates on the Florida woman in the Walmart parking lot?
Well, I haven't heard anything, no.
I used to work up with Walmart in Florida. I mean, lost. What happened now?
Well, we have Dr. Jordan. Dr. Jordan Shaw in the audience. And Dr. Jordan Shaw posts some of the cutest animal videos on his Instagram account. Dr. Jordan, it's been so long since we've chatted, Dr. Humperdinck. I'm just wondering if you could come up and tell us your feelings about Donald Trump right now. Also, I wanted to say Michael Cohen, the former attorney for Trump, who did that whole thing with, whatever, Stormy Daniels or whatever, he got a radio show, WLS, I think 560 AM or something, and supposedly he made up with Trump. Isn't that amazing? Trump is a forgiving man. He gives people grace when they probably deserve imprisonment for life. Dr. Stumperdink, can you come up and share with us some of your Jewish wisdom?
I want to feature C in this segment. She got so pissed. She asked for a speech that inspired me by Trump, and I gave her 3, and she wouldn't accept any of them.
Who are you talking about?
Who is he talking to?
You.
Well, I'm sorry. Say that again.
You kept asking when has Trump ever delivered a speech that inspired you? And
you got a speech for me. Oh, God. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I gave you 3.
No, honestly, I really...
You just
No, I'm not being... No, honestly, I really mean it. Like, honestly, I'm not trying to fight with you. I really mean it. Like, honestly, it's something that you guys...
July 3rd was a good...
Okay. July 3rd. Do you think that was a monumental speech?
Well, my point is, I gave you 3 at the time you asked, and you wouldn't accept. You just kept saying I never gave them to you.
I wanted just one, so you thought July 3rd was a monumental speech.
I gave you 3.
No, if you looked over all the presidents that have been...
I gave it out.
So if you look at all the presidents and all the speeches that have happened in the history of the United States of America, do you really think that the July 3rd speech is the one that you want to represent and suggest that is monumental to me?
We thought you just wanted one. So we just
I didn't throw garbage at me. I don't want garbage.
Wallace,
I'm not a garbage. Like, that's the thing. I want equality. No, honestly, when you look over presidents over the 250 years, that's what I was asking. Over 250 years, if you look at all if you look at speeches, that one that cannot steal, that have stood out.
But hold on. We need a baseline.
How many presidents have you been?
Before we compare this, we need a baseline.
And you give
Yeah, how many presidents have you been through? How many presidents have you been through, man?
Yeah, but hold on. But we need a baseline. See, did you even listen to the
300.
July
That's
3rd?
300 years of age, okay? Going on 300.
See, did you even listen to the July 3rd speech by Trump?
I listened to a little bit of it. It was the same redundant stuff that he was. It was not my new. No. I will give it to you. I did listen to it, but it was the same. It's basically a child. Like, it's almost like a child. When you feed a child, they spit out food they didn't like. It's like literally, he's saying the same shit. No, he's spitting out the same shit. It's not monumental. It's not moving.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you.
So I'm
You
asking
sound like a child spitting out.
that actually makes you think that he should
You're not making any sense.
because he's not.
You're not making any sense. You're spitting out food as a child. You said out of your what's up, bro? You said you did not listen to the whole speech. So before you can say anything, you should ingest the whole speech, then regurgitate.
Don't on someone else. There's no one.
Okay.
A monumental.
You know everything.
You know
everything.
Word less said. Like Kevin Warsh, he's good. Trump, he's a fucking disaster. Trump is a fucking. No, I asked you for one fucking speech that actually moves you with words, with less.
No one is saying we can agree with everything.
Every fucking day, it doesn't have any meaning. He literally repeats. It's been going on for years. Like monumental speeches. The only reason I bring this up in this room is because
Tell me something that you disagree with.
fucking years. So I have a right to bring this up in the room.
Hey,
I wanted to see
what
what are the most what.
See, I gave you three that yesterday when you asked, and you just kept ignoring me. And I gave you the dates, the names of the speeches, when, like what the occasion was, and you just wouldn't listen. You just kept screaming. I asked for one speech. It's like it was given to you. The State of the Union in 2025, or sorry, this year. I mean, 2026.
Okay, ma'am, tell me one thing that you disagree with, just one. And I hope I get your pronouns correct, ma'am.
You're muted right now. You gotta unmute.
Hello? 2 tears in a bucket. Fuck it. Are you guys actually enjoying listening to this screeching and hollering rose bush here? She's all thorns. There's no rose. Give us a poem, C. Can you pull up your favorite poem? Just go on Google, type it in, and just read us a poem, because I think at this time, 1 in the morning, listening to you screeching as my brain is creating a massive aneurysm migraine, well, it's just generally not how I like to go to sleep. I like to relax my central nervous system. Think about the blood flowing through my body as my right arm, my left arm, and my legs relax and deeply relax. And I take the deepest breath of the day. And I let the blood flow through my body as I deeply relax. And I prepare for blissful sleep as me and Ivanka go to Israel, get married under the chuppah, the King David Citadel Hotel. And Ivanka and I have 10 children, 10 beautiful little orange Trump babies to repopulate the Middle East after what's coming. Because most of you think that peace is on the horizon. But I've got bad news for you. World War III has already started. And it's just a matter of time before it escalates. It's like a zit. You ever have a zit on your face and you kept picking it and then it turned into a cyst? And you had to go to a dermatologist to have it surgically removed because you wouldn't stop fucking with it. Oh, that's what's going on over there.
I have a poem. See, that's I guess C doesn't have a poem. If y'all mind if I read the poem?
Please do.
On her way to work one morning, down the path alongside the lake, a tender-hearted woman saw a poor, half-frozen snake. His pretty-colored skin had been all frosted with dew. "Oh, well," she cried, "I'll take you in. I'll take care of you. Take me in, tender woman, take me in. For heaven's sake, take me in, tender woman," sighed the snake. She wrapped him up all cozy in a comforter of silk, and laid him by the fireside with some honey and some milk. She hurried home from work that night. As soon as she arrived, she found that pretty snake she'd taken in and had been revived. "Take me in, tender woman, take me in. For heaven's sake, take me in, tender woman," sighed the snake. She clutched him to her bosom. "You're so beautiful," she cried. "But if I hadn't brought you in, by now you might have died." She stroked his pretty skin again and kissed and held him tight. Instead of saying thanks, that snake gave her a vicious bite. "Take me in, tender woman, take me in. For heaven's sake, take me in, tender woman," sighed the snake. "I saved you," cried the woman, "and you've bitten me, but why? And you know your bite is poisonous, and now I'm going to die." "Oh, shut up, silly woman," said the reptile with a grin. "You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in."
Sounds like my ex-wife. And I've been married 140 times. back in the day, there was nobody called trans. They just called them trannies. Trannies. There was no trans, like transformative. No one's changing into anything. You are what you are. You can only put on so much airbrush in the photos for long, so the truth comes out. And then you pose for a reading rainbow. Trans story time. To teach the kids the truth. That when you are so brainwashed, and MK Ultra, it's been proven. The CIA ran MK Ultra. They say it was the most dangerous medical experiment ever done. But I say, have they heard of the COVID-19 vaccine response? Operation Warp Speed and beyond. Warp Speed. Commander Riker, take us into Warp Speed. Inject everyone. I mean, basically what I've realized is all you can do is complain because you are witnessing in clown world a blob that all you can do is just like complain to the blob because this is civilizational. You know, just all you got to do is get on a plane and fly over America and you're like, damn, it's a lot of motherfuckers. It's a big connected country. And we got Alaska and Hawaii and Puerto Rico. Hello?
I think the conductive network of fungus spores under the ground crossing the nation is more interesting.
Well, Clubhouse is just that. We're just weed spores, aka a tree, leaves on a network of branches. And, you know, there's these little radical leaves that float around that say,
This tree is structurally white racist, and I'm not happy about it, and I'm going to complain to the blob.
and then you got other people on here who will complain about the complainers and say, all you do is complain and say the same thing over and over again. Get some new material. But then autumn comes, and all the leaves start to die. And that one structural white racist leaf gets another booster and says,
That's racist.
all the leaves fall off and winter sets in. And then spring comes about. Little buds start coming out, new little communists, new little socialists, liberal, pluralist, Democrats. Every spring, the new Democrat buds come out and start complaining again.
Structural white racism. Neo-colonial settler.
You know, it's like, have you ever tried to start an e-commerce store on Shopify? Have you tried to do anything other than repeat your complaints on the internet? Have you tried to do anything productive that could be transformative for your life? Are you investing in yourself? Hello?
My neighbor has one of those businesses, and she's highly dependent on China, and she's fucking miserable.
Well, Amazon really dominates. Amazon is just dominating. Littlest items. Those huge warehouses outside of every major city, and it's on demand. You can get it the same day. And the driver's always an illegal alien. How does that work? How do we have illegal aliens that aren't picking oranges, but they're dropping off Amazon packages. We need to
I
draft
think the white guy named Brad.
Viking Brad, the children's insurance claim denier at the largest multi-billion Medicaid.
No, not that Brad.
Do you think Viking Brad reads off of like an AI prompt, like he's looking at ChatGPT as he's vociferously?
Yo. No, not gonna talk about my brother.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about.
It's just a question about AI. We're living in an AI bubble, Kay. It's the AI.
Sorry, bro.
It's the age of
Not
AI.
gonna talk about my brother. No.
You on that Hennessy AI? A Courvoisier AI. You know what they call a Hennessy Courvoisier on the rocks?
Look here, I'm gonna tell you something right
Tap
now.
that ass.
I always been cool with you, but you're not gonna talk about my brother. No. That's like if someone is speaking bad about you and you're not here, I would stand up and say, hey, don't talk about him.
Well, you know what happens when you speak of the devil? Somebody texts that person, and then they come in the room, and they, like, this was at Marshall Rankin.
No,
So
you're
always-
not gonna talk shit about Brad. No.
No, I moved on to Marshall Stankin. I'm moving on to Stankin Rankin.
Yeah, come on, I didn't mean to do that.
If I say Marshall Rankin, he will appear, because somebody will text him and say, "Is the Kitover fucking talking shit about me again? Mind me! Kick him!"
That's not my brother.
No, you ain't going to talk about Marshall. I stick up for Marshall.
He's a saint. He's like a clubhouse saint. He has.
He gave me his horse, so.
What? He has sainthood status on this app. I think it's because people know he's on the spectrum and disabled and a door knocker making, $1,200 a month for Congressman Garcia. He's not? He dropped out of college. He doesn't even have a degree. He's a pseudo historian.
There's a whole lot of people that dropped out of college that don't have a degree and very successful.
Well, he's a ballot harvester. Ballot harvesting is like one of the lowest forms of the political food chain. I'm just saying, when you look at my PTR, do you see trans story time? Do you see it? The reading rainbow, reading rainbow.
Yeah, why do you have that picture? I was curious.
Because this is an unpublished photo of Michelle doing a trans story time at the new Obama propaganda tower of lies and despair.
I'm out of here. All right, see you later, B. Wallace.
KP is just not a fan of my artwork. KP, this is just art. Oh. See, the best way to experience Ayn Rand is not just orgasmically. It's as if you're at an art museum and you walk into an exhibit that really disgusts you. But you go in and you immerse yourself and you come out completely gaslit the whole time. And then you realize the joke's on you. Meaning that you took it seriously and didn't view it as art because your criticism, you're as a critic, you were incapable of wanting to write an essay. You got lazy and said, fuck it. I got the fuck it. I'm out of here.
I'm just surprised by how many people are on this app that talk shit, however, which is most everybody talks shit on this app, however, are so sensitive when someone makes a comment back to them.
Well, I think people want people to be polite and nice, but I mean, everybody knows I live stream all this on YouTube, so it's like my purpose is to have fun. I think I'm fully transparently retarded. And yes, people complain I invade their privacy, but in my defense, if no one here is unworthy of, not being mocked. Everybody's worthy of mockery here. And that's why I asked. A lot of people are reading off of AI, and it sounds to me like people are reading scripts on here. And people get good at reading a script and making it sound as if they're talking to you authentically, which they're not. Many people on this app have lost the ability to even have a normal conversation because they are reading AI to each other. And so we have created perfect slaves, cell phone slaves. Why do you think they call it a cell? These are prisoners, and they have a beta orbiter, Samsung or Apple, mind controlling their whole existence. Their whole life is a screen. And so sometimes when I go out with a beautiful woman and her whole existence is just completely dominated by that orbiting cell phone and she can't have any mindfulness to be in the moment and have a loving relationship with you because she's in more of a relationship with her cell phone than she is with herself or with her partner. So it's like we have created AI. It's your cell phone. And if you are living in the prison cell of it, it got the genie in the bottle. It worked. So part of liberation cell phone theology is to open up your window and hold your cell phone out and take a selfie and say, I'm mad as hell. I'm not going to take it anymore.
Dude, come full circle. Now you can talk about MK Ultra again. I welcome our AI benefactors and embrace the mindless life I shall now lead, completely controlled by their benevolent, watchful eye.
Well, you know, Dr. Octopus from Spider-Man, if you like Dr. Octopus,
Doc Ock.
Doc Ock, that guy could have like 20 cell phones with his octopus arms, you know. So he could do a lot of live streaming, podcasting with all those tentacle arms. But when he would go out into polite society, he would retract those tentacle arms. And, you know, he was just the coolest doctor around. Hello?
Wallace, I just wanted to say last week, I think it was, Anna Polina Luna was having a congressional hearing asking a high up CIA agent about MK Ultra, and they admitted on the record that it's likely that it did continue long after they had revealed MK Ultra, I think, around the 1960s.
But I did catch that, Joe, what you mentioned. Yeah, I did catch that. And yeah, a lot of stuff's being released, which it should be. Like, we shouldn't be calling each other crazy and stupid when most of this stuff is true.
This is like
Big story breaking. It was today, didn't it start today? The Tyler Robbins pre-trial hearings. Have y'all been following it?
Yeah.
Any of that?
Who is Tyler Robinson and what is he? Is that Charlie Kirk? Oh.
Well, there's a guy on X called Diligent Denizen who has a big following, and I don't know if you know this stupid bitch named Maze Love, who claims she used to work for Goldman Sachs but is retired. They hold regular, huge Jew hate roast rooms, and they do believe that Mossad assassinated Kirk using, I guess, his lapel microphone. And today, the judge viewed, I guess, a never released video of the impact, and he flinched. But they're saying, yeah, they're saying that it's like, oh, Fed slop. I hate when I hear people. It's all Fed slop. It's like, I find it strange that Cash Patel would basically ruin this fucking kid's chance at a fair trial by releasing like damning evidence. You know, the fact that he took the dad's gun and the text messages. It's like, how are you gonna get a fair trial when you bias a jury and bias all of society, right? And Cash Patel is dating this spicy Israeli chick. I mean, espionage is real. You know, sabotage is real. We have real traitors like Barack Hussein Obama, who literally fucking did espionage against Donald Trump, you know, and it's not very ethical. So we have an ethical problem. And I'm just saying, if you like soccer, man, you've got to be depressed. That's just my opinion. Maybe you're married to a super rich chick, but she's not that hot, and she's an alcoholic. Even though she's super rich, you're still watching soccer.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this all shakes out with Candace Owens. I've been following the pushback on her for a long time. There's an account I follow on X. I should have had the name prepped with who. Oh, I got it right here. Cinema Shogun. This guy has been watching and following all the conspiracy theories that Candace spins over these months regarding this. And it's more fascinating to watch the pushback on Candace than actually follow Candace's actual podcast. What are all these listeners that bought into her? I mean, she's never shown a Wiki connection. She just advocates for the truth. She's behind searching for the truth behind this. It's clear propaganda. It's clearly designed to get amendments that she has some sort of information that she never shows up. Comes through with concrete evidence. And it's a lot of it's just catfighting the whole time. You can really see parallels between like the shock and compared to what newscast, like actual fact part of the facts in those days. It's just clearly gone into a level of shock, conspiracies, lies, and so many people hide it. I'm just ripping my hands up immediately when I heard her started to spin this stuff. I could get the sense that it was all fabricated for her place. So many people seem to lie with shit. But I guess maybe it's because their lie takes you to kind of try to
Well, Laura Loomer says that people are in a Candace Owens cult, and my first day at the Treasury, the guy that hired me and this who eventually became a senior manager, he loves Candace Owens, like the darling, and I think a lot of it is just because like her narrative fits like this Jewish conspiracy, Jew hate narrative. The thing is, if you go to Israel and you really get to know Israelis, I mean, they're like associates to like American Jews. Like they are their own thing. In the same way that an Arab is his own thing. They're Israeli Jews are like basically Arabs, you know, a different variety. But anyways, 2 planes can't bring down 3 skyscrapers. And Shel Silverstein made out like a bandit. And if you really think 2 planes brought down 3 skyscrapers, I mean, I'm just saying, America fucked, George Bush fucked this country. Him and Dick Cheney, Donald Rumsfeld, who's now dead, they set us up for failure, not strategic success, not tactical success, not military success. And I like Pete Hegseth, but he just fired this West Point, 5-star superstar. The media is saying, oh, he's the greatest fucking Ranger that's ever lived. And I've met a lot of West Point guys, and they're not very humble. A lot of these guys walk around like they're fucking George Washington. And a lot of them are very successful, and they work in healthcare, and they work in the military industrial complex, and they got great lives, and they're super wealthy. I'm just saying that the media loves to stir the pot. And, it's there's so much data out there. It's a never-ending stream of information. Eventually, you got to pick and choose your information battles, because the content that these politicians put out every day, by the hours, they're just pumping out content. And so the terror is that our leaders are not leading. They're basically just low-grade content creators. They don't really do anything. So why are we funding these criminal, liberal, progressive Democrat politicians who all they do is spam us with fucking videos on our cell phones? Like, the real world is not real anymore. It's all just fucking videos. That's not the basis of a fucking economy. The Chinese have an economy. They actually make all the fucking products. The cell phones, the fans, the beds, the mattresses, the car, like,
Dude, I
hello?
Bingo! Love you. Keep going. You're moving on. Fuck, someone needs common fucking sense. Thank you. About fucking time. Hello?
What's up, Steve?
No, I wanted to continue. Like, honestly, like, keep going, dude. You're right on. You are point on. All this other shit it's all propaganda marketing. If you have a marketing plan, no company will fucking meet their sales revenues if they can't deliver. This president did not fucking deliver at any fucking thing that you guys voted for. So keep going. It's nice to hear, because this is, the whole thing is a propaganda machine. That it's literally, like, you can market, you cannot market. That's money just, you guys are, it's twisted.
You close the
So,
border.
honestly, so keep going with it. That is the reality of what is happening, has happened. That is why y'all voted for this.
He closed the border.
From you guys, we learned
No. You have a marketing man that fucking, fire people on fucking TV. Like, honestly, like, stop the madness. This is getting, like, way out of control. Like, literally, like, it is fucking, he's the best marketing propaganda machine ever made. But the problem is, he doesn't deliver a goddamn fucking thing.
He closed the border.
That shouldn't have been a problem in the first place. I agree with that. But that doesn't mean he's like Mr. I do like that he put. There's things that. Look, every president that I think in history that I could say that things have happened, like, but the amount of damage that he's done does not make up for this shit. Like, I don't see anything. It's not. This is bullshit.
What damage?
Honestly, honestly, we are the country. We are losing. It's making me really angry, because I also know, like, how much they're fucking up around that's what I mean. No one is, like, you guys just want to, like, I don't know, it's like, he is not a nominal, not a president. He should not be fucking on. This man is not, he's not a presidential that is elected. So we need to have, make sure that we make sure that our vote, we make sure our nation is strong. And we will, because I'm clear. And goddamn it, that's what's gonna happen. Because goddamn it, you guys gotta get your shit together and fucking realize that you guys together and realize the reality. This man does not fucking, that is a fucking fuck biggest weekend in fucking news report. Why would he suggest that? I said that. I didn't do it. And then someone's like, this is comedy. This is comedy, right? I'm in a comedy show, okay? I forgot. It's a joke, right? We are making comedy. No, but see that. See that. That's just kidding. I mean, seriously? I mean, yeah, right there. Like, I mean, he had two, like, seriously, like, you guys just going back here for a reason. You guys are just but I do like you guys. But I will not accept your fucking low levels of tolerance, of respect for our fucking country when you suggest he has that as anything that is not acceptable in this country. Because it's a goddamn fucking reality. Grow the fuck up, children.
See, let me ask you a question. Hold on. With all the damage that Trump has done to the country, I wanted to ask her if the MAGA voter should be re-educated. I wanted to get her on the record. No, my opinion. And if not, why not?
Well, that question doesn't incorporate what's going on in her personal life. And as you all just witnessed, we probably just communicated with a highly intoxicated woman. And so when people say, I want things to go back when things are back to normal. Well, that's like saying your health is going to return to when you're 800 pounds and on the way out. It's just never coming back. Like, I went to the gym today. I saw a guy so obese. I was like, thank God you're here, but good Lord, like, sir, you know. Like, look at Princessia here. A cute Muslima woman who, went viral for saying horrible things against the Ashkenazic, elevator population. Princessia, you're so quiet. I'm just wondering, did you watch the soccer match today?
I watched it and then I went to sleep before the game ended. What happened? Did we lose?
Well, Diego ripped his shirt off and ran across the soccer field, and he had 888.com tattooed on the back because, since Alvin Bragg raided his Bitcoin laundromats, he's had to do some promotional marketing jobs.
Alright, C's back. Damn it, she left again.
She's so upset.
She won't let me ask.
There she is.
This is the elevator girl on the YouTube Hold on. With that gentleman at the elevator? No, seriously. Look, with all the damage Trump has done. Hold on, Wallace. Look, see, with all the damage Trump has done, should the Trump voters be re-educated? Should they have to be put through a re-education camp with all the damage they've done to this country?
That's a really weird question. That's a really weird question. I don't even think that we even have the school or the people that could actually it's really fucked up. I mean, this is a good question. I really honestly don't. I honestly think that it's so sad that what we are doing right now is just lying to each other. Like, you're just literally propagating fucking bullshit lies, and we're just like shitting them out your mouth or out your mouth, and like literally people are grifting, and it is the markets are shifting. It is so fucking crazy.
gotta question whether or not the market's gonna fucking tank. And no, honestly, that's the thing is when you get so deregulated and people, it's not about like whether or not the people are so like, they don't know what to, it's, and I actually, like, I'm not like, actually, like, there's certain things that Trump, like, I'm like, there's certain, like, I'm a Republican at heart, but the whole thing is like, but we are so turned into passive, I don't know how to undo it. And I'm really sad about it because I really don't know how to get it out. And that is the problem that we've created. And this is a great way for a 1920s fucking, like, seriously, like,
Well, see.
do not interrupt me. I mean, all
Hello?
of you, like, on the stage, like,
She was about
like,
to
this is
explain
not
how she does want a re-education.
No, honestly, the amount of money that's being moved from country to another, we literally are putting ourselves in, the reason why, like, the Constitution was created is because they understood the ability to, like, to make sure that people were not compromised, distorted, and put in positions to be, of power, to be enslaved, so they couldn't speak about it. We don't even know. We have lost control of our government. Like, literally. So when you sit there and say, like, no, you don't know what you're doing. No, I'm not. I feel really. No, I watch like the finance market. I don't watch the yen. I watch the yen. It compares to the dollar. And so when I'm watching it, it's literally, we are literally, like, everyone that is not, you guys just want to clean this person. The thing is, you need to fragile when you're actually, when you don't know what's going on. We don't know what the fuck is happening right now because we are all, we are literally in a fragile situation because we are in other countries have more money in our country than you know. And literally, like, and you guys are naive and thinking that's the whole big game. And you guys sit there and say, oh yeah, he's so great. Like, yeah, well, you just stop the noise. The reason why we have these, actually, there's a reason why the pyramids, like, you want to have sex. So I understand it moves slowly and all that, but this is extraordinarily outrageous, and we are compromised as a country. And
let me ask you a follow-up, say it real quick. Should the Trump voters be punished for everything they've done to cause harm to this country? Should we round up those Trump voters, punish them? Why? They are going out on a reason.
That's wrong. Like, stop this shit. That's weird. You're like, that is so fucking, I mean, that is exactly, we should not be providing money into people. Okay, no, this is bullshit. Okay, we should not, so that American people have health care. Stop it. Stop the madness. The Ukraine's winning the Russian war, okay? Stop the fucking bullshit, the noise. Bullshit. No one that voted for Trump should not be bothered. No, and I'm not saying Trump, like, look, he thinks he's wrong. He can steal all the gold of America, okay? I have said for a long time, John and Eric, go in there and take all the gold. Take it all. Take all the gold from America. We don't care because we will be great. You don't need, like, that's the thing. That is, and it's not because of Trump. It's because what fucking America does. Just get the fuck out and start thinking about how you can fucking be a good country. Okay? That is my point. And I don't want anything happening to them. They can take all the fucking gold. They can give it all to you, kids, you children. I don't give a shit. But just fucking make that we are strong and we don't need to be killing other people for no reason and starting wars for no fucking reason. It's not. And you guys sit around and talk, you voted for him to like fucking like say the word. You're fun. You guys are fat. You're fucking bullshit. You're all of your bullshit. All you gotta keep talking about it. But then you guys got this fucking. You guys continue to like allow this to happen. Stop the madness, dude. Stop it. We are grateful. We should be so proud. He's not someone to be proud of, but you guys voted for him, and he will get out. He will be removed. He will be gone. I don't understand what he's gonna be. He has 2 more years of you know, whatever happens to Trump, whatever happens to Trump, I have no voice in this. But the thing is, what we need to do as a country is to make sure that we survive and we're happy and we're not like all safe. I mean, you know the thing is, like, I don't want any, you know, I don't want anything, you know, as I said, let it go. Let them rob our country of all the gold. Don and Eric, those that never got let us birthday party, they can go in and take all the gold from the United States of America. They can take all the money, rob all the, I don't care. But we will do better because we've just moved it. There's no thinking like the bullshit. So, like, no, I'm not seeing any voters voting. Well, I mean, anyone that heard for, you know, I mean, anyone that heard her, shut up, you know, is gonna down to here. Because I'm not, I'm leaving that.
See, let me ask you a question. If you had the opportunity to kill a baby before you became ill, would you kill baby ill? About our future and the government, like the restrictions. The thing is, like, I don't want to delay so all Mr. Hanson to say yes or no. I'm sorry, did I ask you to intervene? No, I didn't ask you to intervene. No, you're welcome to answer, you lovely lady. Have you actually said no?
I would kill the Lord.
I'll just keep ramming it up. One question.
No. It's Tuesday now.
Dude, my mom responds the same way. Dude, it's crazy listening to her because my mom does the same shit, and it's hard for me not to laugh because it's my mom. So I sit there and try to be serious and not feed into that whole thing. But you see how she like feeds herself, so you don't even have to feed her. And I hope she comes back, and we should take it easy because it sounds like she's gonna have a mental breakdown.
Give her some chance, she'll come back. It's usually because, like, her phone.
You guys heard the commercial, right? The TDS AI Trump.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You think she's on, like, cocaine or something, or?
I was, well, I guess
I think
that's
everyone.
I think it's a cocktail of pharmaceutical pills. It's not just one. That's the sign of an upper and a downer at the same.
Drinking and
If
like
she has
Adderall or
ADHD, I do not. So if that's what ADHD is, I don't have ADHD.
no,
Like her heart.
I'm asking for some that takes.
I'm in Tel Aviv, we're watching it, we watch it.
When she first came in, it sounded like she just woke up. And I was like, dude,
Oh,
so
well,
funny.
like Sean was saying, her voice was cracking and it was very hard to listen to, but then it started smoothing out as much as it can.
That is so
But it was
funny.
rough when she first, I was like, did you just wake up?
She was groggy for like 15 seconds and then it turned on, like, boom.
Instantly? Okay.
Yeah.
You know how like when BB comes out when she first wakes up and it's like the glimpse that we get of her like being sober? Was it like that?
There.
No, he's probably in another room.
I got banned on TikTok.
You didn't? Well, it's honestly though, because it's easy to like everyone gets banned. I usually get suspended and I haven't gotten banned, but everyone gets banned.
But I got banned on TikTok Live for just 3 days.
Yeah. It always happens that way, and it's just when people like mass reporting it or the algorithm picks it up. But you appeal it and you get your account back.
Why would you be banned though? What did you say? Something?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't even take honestly be around what she did, but it does not. Literally, you have to use code language on TikTok.
I mean, I could call Mikhail a nigger.
Okay, so like you can't say that. You can't say COVID-19. You have to say C-19. You can't say like assassinate, or you have to say unalive.
Yeah.
Say,
And I think when I said retarded, really?
Yeah.
And you can't say retarded either.
You can't say retarded. You can't say faggot. You can't say. I mean, there's like code language for everything. You can't say anything.
You can't say faggot? Now we know why you got kicked out.
It's bad, but they don't IP ban you, so like that's good. Yeah, they don't IP ban like Clubhouse does.
What's up, Wallace? So you are familiar with the elevator scene?
Yeah, I did see it.
It's a movie, don't believe it.
Someone shared it, so I
It's not real, it's an AI.
Yeah, it's not really her. Well, some are going to disagree with her on the war.
We tried to consult with Princessia. I talked to my handlers in Tel Aviv, and they said this girl could become a big success. Let's see if she wants to create more content. But this chick is so lazy that we could never get her to fucking do anything, and she's a waste of time, waste of space.
Well, you got me banned, Kitover. Kitover couldn't even come on live.
I didn't get you banned. What are you talking about? The TikTok algorithm is so sensitive, as Anja said. If you say certain words, or if there's any talk of Israel, the account is immediately deactivated, and it's just so overly sensitive. Even YouTube it's like all my accounts are on their second guideline strikes, and Rich. I don't know if you guys know Rich in that room. I'm sure he looks at my YouTube and then he starts saying, D to the M and all this homicidal stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's
so
another thing.
he gets my shit. Fuck.
Honestly, it was
You're held
like
accountable for what your speakers say too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, even if you don't.
But you know what else? Mikhail will be on my live just smoking his weed.
Oh yeah, you can't do that. You can't smoke cigarettes. You can't drink anything. But like, literally, if someone says anything else, like
I made $12 though.
Yeah, you can put money on there for sure. For sure, but you know that they take 40% of whatever your gifts are.
Oh really?
Yeah, isn't that a lot?
Wow.
Yeah.
What's up with your? Do you still do TikTok live, Ann? Because when I saw you, you had like a big following or something happening.
Yeah, no,
And you should get on TikTok live with me then.
I do, like, I used to always do lives, and then, kept getting shut down. Like I never got banned, but they would get shut down, and then it was frustrating. So I restarted, and then so like it really just got frustrating. Anyone it gets it, they can buy it, shut down. Because of this, like it's technically certificates. Like yeah. So I stopped doing it, but I just go. Glad it's public people, but I just don't know. What's your TikTok? Zero fan. Yeah, zero fan 11. I know, 11 now. Oh, nice. Yeah, but now but I've read a lot of them. Yeah, they're I just go to have fun. I don't meet anybody. I just go to dance. No, I'm like it's just crazy when people like fly a lot. We just got people on there like dance and I'm like how do people make like thousands of dollars doing something? Yeah, and what's it called? There's children on it's kind of auto like the people. Little kids were coming on. I was like, yeah, and they were over exactly. So it is 18, you know? And I don't, I put up a lot of here because there, that's child protection. Yeah, on there, yeah, I. So it's not just need to be posted. Yeah, it's kind of like that over. So they don't like you know start to sign up and like put their work here. And it's confusing. It's not simple and streamlined or cross. Yeah, no, there's a lot of it, and if you know, I haven't, but I have to do that because I wanted to bring all my laptop with the reports with quality. But I can't get on TikTok. Yeah, I had like 444, but I got like that like a few days ago for a lot. I think she to be honest, I feel like about it more than people buy I don't buy them. People do them, especially I mean, if they do, I'll just like get over it, not do it to have. I wanted to normalize my scars, so like the arts I followed you. Mine, I don't want it to. Because when I first made TikTok, I think I was doing genocide. Oh yeah, you can't do that. I can't say genocide. Well, I've been saying genocide, and every word that I say on the podcast, I say Hamas, and then I say each word. But like, I'm not getting strikes that I say the words. Is that fine? Or is it automatic? Because I didn't get any I didn't get any banned for saying Hamas. I didn't get any banned for saying genocide. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't want
Yeah, because I wouldn't be good when I get back on the night to call to that I would want to. Nice.
just try to be nice, but people still whatever, like your concern. So like and that goes for like the personal
Right, will you just keep that?
like some people and try to get their needs
That's not bad.
Miles.
Michael Jackson.
There's
Jasmine was on my live too.
I don't usually. I have like TikTok and
Clubhouse is separated.
So like,
Well, my girl Olivia, she advertised it on Clubhouse.
really?
And Brock and I, you know who Brock is?
Yeah.
We were dancing on TikTok yesterday.
Really?
It was so much fun. We were having a dance off. And then the boys from Clubhouse started fighting, and it was like, oh my god, you all are so annoying. You can't just have fun. Michael and Brock, they just started fighting.
Really?
Yeah.
That's lame.
Michael is done. I'm done with him though.
I like Mikhail.
Well, you should come and talk to him on TikTok.
Yeah, he hasn't been on here.
Yeah, he's only on TikTok now, but I think he got banned too. Have you talked to Diego?
Who?
Diego?
He was the last time he was on here, I would say, maybe a little bit over a month ago.
Oh, okay.
He said he's like really busy, and I don't know what that means, but
Yeah, usually would get busy.
so I don't know. And then before that, he hadn't been on for like 2 months.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I don't know.
I texted him your TikTok and he said, "What is she on? OnlyFans?"
Well, that's what I keep getting. That's what I keep getting
Well,
on for sexual exploitation.
if you were on OnlyFans, I'm sure Diego would be your number one customer. You could probably book that fucking loser for 20 grand.
Like, okay,
50 grand probably.
I'm just having fun. Like, I'm just trying to be lighthearted.
Yeah, but who cares? Just, give Diego what he wants. Give Diego what he wants. He will give you all of his, money. He's retarded like that.
Be quiet. But it was fun.
And like I've even like, because obviously I would post like political debates, and I would like show like, because you're allowed to play like, you can show like
This is unoriginal content. Yes, I walked away and the screen was on the TV, and I got a strike. I was like, what did I do?
Yeah. Or I'll say like, in my opinion, something, and then I'll get flagged for misinformation. I'm like, it's my opinion.
Wow.
Yeah, very stupid.
Well, I'm glad that I'm not being a grifter like all these other stupid people.
There's a lot of them.
Would you know what Section 230 is?
I'm sorry?
Have you ever heard of the term Section 230?
Is that when you get hospitalized?
No, that's a 5150. A 230. The Section 230.
I just in my defense, when I went to California, I did not get 5150 because 5150 is a California term. But I did not get 5150.
Bro,
That is the only state. That is the only state. No, I'm just kidding. I haven't been to the
People are saying you got arrested recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In his
So
Target. Jacob is saying that.
Oh my god, he's so funny.
He's not funny. He is
No, he's funny because he's saying that.
Yeah, no, he's a creep, and
I know, he was blocked, I unblocked him.
Same.
But I'll block him again.
Yeah, he's going around telling everyone that.
Now, Section 230 is that platforms can't be held legally liable for the content that appears on their platform, supposedly.
Is it federal?
Well, I asked Greg to create 10 hypothetical legal theories on why I can sue Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook for violating my freedom of speech and impeding public interest in a registered mayoral candidate because my Instagram account was deleted. And that was many, many years of work. 1,500 posts, lots of research, lots of artistic work that went into a lot of the creatives. So when they censor a political candidate, particularly a U.S. military veteran, an Army intelligence officer, when Zuckerberg can stop, credible people from voicing dissent, we do have a liberal, progressive, Democrat, industrial complex because if little old John Kitover can't run for mayor, but the entire month of June, the trans movement and communism can get shoved down my fucking throat, well, eventually we're going to have a conflict of interest. Hello?
I'm sorry, I've become a girl again and I zone out when people talk about topics that aren't just fun. So, cool. What's up, Beaver? Are you ready for basketball season to start?
Yeah, this is our last. Our coach has gone all out with spending.
Really? Who's your coach now?
Barnes.
From what's
He came from
Barnes?
Texas.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. Like the skinny guy.
He's old. Yeah, he's kind of skinny. Are you happy with Pope? I think they want him out. They hate him.
I mean, I'm a loyal girl, so I'm always like loving our coach, except for Billy G and Tubby Smith. I used to like have a campaign with my brother and his friend to get him out when we were kids. But I saw Tubby recently, and he's been cool. You remember Tubby, right?
Yeah, Tubby Smith.
Yeah.
Saul Smith.
Yeah. But I miss Coach Cal. Like, I can't believe Tyson Chicken took him out.
Yeah, but you don't get what's his name? Billy Donovan's on the market.
Really? He's leaving
Or
the
will
NBA? What's he doing in the NBA? Because we used to want Billy Donovan was so sexy to me.
Really? With that receding hairline, you still like
It's not receding. It's what's it called? What are they called? Yeah. He still has it. But yeah, he was so sexy to me when he was at Florida. I don't know how he looks like now. Where is he? Thunder?
He was with the Bulls, I think, and then he.
He's on the Bulls.
No, but now I think he may have got fired. He's still in an assistant role somewhere. I think he's probably waiting out the Kentucky job, maybe.
You know, it's funny. It's crazy when they go to the NBA and they come back to college. I don't know what it means when the coach can't make it at the NBA level, like Pitino.
Calipari didn't make it either. They don't. I guess
Calipari never went to the NBA.
He went to the. Let me check.
No, that's Pitino, buddy.
Well, I think they both did. Hold on a second.
No, I'll bet you. How much you want to bet? I'll put money on it.
Oh, it was the Nets, not the.
Oh, well, I mean for sure he didn't go to the Celtics, but he went to the Brooklyn Nets. He could know.
Yeah, for 3 years.
Really? Before Kentucky?
Yeah, he was at UMass. Then he went to the Nets. Then he went to Memphis. Then he went to Kentucky. Then he's at Arkansas. I know too much about sports. It's not good.
I just miss Coach Cal. Okay, to answer your question about Pope, I haven't been paying attention to basketball as much as I love. But did you watch? Have I talked to you since the tournament?
I don't think so.
Oh my God! Did you see what happened when we got? I was recording when it happened. We hit a 3, and I think we went into overtime, and we shouldn't have hit it.
Yes, I remember. Yeah, I remember.
Oh my God, that was it was pure bliss. I think I recorded it and posted it on my social media, but I deactivated it. But I hope Pope stays just because, he's one of us, God bless the Mormons.
Yeah, but if you hold on to a cuts just because they're a former player. It never works out. I mean, you could do better than Mark Pope. You're like the number one job, or you used to be anyway. You could probably get anybody.
Yeah, I mean, if we get Coach, I just hate that we pushed out Coach Cal, but it is what it is.
Well, he really wasn't that good of a coach. He was a great recruiter, decent coach.
I'll take Billy Donovan.
If you get Billy Donovan, you guys are set. I guess NBA players don't listen. In college, you can pretty much, well, now I don't know since they get paid, but in college, you used to be able to, you own the player. You could bitch them out, tell them it's my way or the highway. In the NBA, you can't do it.
I mean, I didn't watch the Knicks, like, shout out to them winning, but, or the playoffs in general, like, I barely watched anything. But NBA style basketball is not the same as, like, college basketball. Do you remember the Pitino press? Like, imagine them pressing long, like, full court in the NBA. I've never seen that.
They don't, no, there's no way they would ever go for that.
Yeah, so I just think it's a different style. They're just more talented. They're not as hardworking. The thing that I do like about Mark Pope is he brought our white boy era back. Like the Travis Fords, the Scott Pagets.
Good luck winning with white boys.
What do you mean? That's how we won in the 90s.
No, you had Mashburn and Mercer.
Yeah, but we had, like I said, Travis Ford, 1994 probably. Scott Paget, probably 2017. We didn't win 94, but like I'm saying, we had like the eras of just pure bliss and magic.
But you had Delk and McCarty and Roger Crow. You had all these black dudes.
But we always had our token white boys.
You did. That is true. You had a few white boys out there.
Like what white boys did we have with Calipari?
His son. I'm just kidding.
We didn't have any white boys.
You had Patrick Spark. No, he wasn't.
Yeah,
you didn't really have anybody with him. That's true.
We had Joe Hero. Not Joe Hero. Sorry, we had Alan Hero.
Joe Hero's the top.
Yeah, it's our religion.
And if they don't win, and they just have to coach, and it's much pressure, and the coach gets to know.
I literally was supposed to drop the council those first season. I used to set up the games. I used to sit on the bench. Good times.
I think Joseph Bailiff may have been wrong.
Demon tattoo.